but the more cowbell skit.
Oh, yeah.
It gets me every time, and my family, we just will, about anything, we'll be like, you know what, this needs more cowbell. Like, it's just a running joke, so it's the skit, the joke that probably stands out to me the most. I love Adam Sandler. Old school Adam Sandler is, like, one of my favorite things, too.
Yeah, mine would be more like comedic actors. John Candy, Dana Carvey, Chris Farley.
Oh, the Chris Farley one.
Oh.
Yeah,
The Chris Farley one, and this is just my
Van
sense
down
of
by the
humor.
river?
No, I like the one where the dude walks out of he bangs up the car, the door gets ripped off, he barely got it hanging
Tommy
on.
Boy?
Yeah, the Tommy Boy, he pulls it open, he's like, what did you do? It's just like my sense of humor to a T.
Yeah, 2 of those 3 gone too soon.
Yeah.
But those guys, I mean, that was, to me, I grew up on like the John Candy movies, Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck. A brilliant comedic actor and a really talented actor. And then Dana Carvey used to do an impression of Johnny Carson, which I used to try to do when I was younger. Some weird, wild stuff, but I can't do it any good now. But back in the day, he was kind of my guy. And then Chris Farley, that was, I guess, in our childhood. I just feel like Farley was maybe this generation's Belushi. You know, like just a fabulous actor.
Real quick, Johnny, you've seen the Dana Carvey as Tom Brokaw bit?
Yeah.
Where Brokaw is going on vacation, and they're doing all the obituaries, and they're doing, just in case Gerald Ford dies, they do more and more ridiculous obituaries.
Yes.
So he's like, Gerald Ford was mauled by a circus lion in a convenience store. And he goes, well, what are the odds of that? The producer's like, well, you're the one who wants to go on vacation, Tom. We have to be ready for all the contingencies.
Yep. Oh, my gosh.
That's a great bit.
I just saw that recently, too.
Gerald Ford was chopped into little bits by the propeller of a commuter plane.
Very good.
I think your Arsenio or your Carson was good.
No.
Your Dana Carvey Carson was good. You've seen the Carcinio, right, where it's Johnny Carson and Arsenio Hall at the same time?
No.
That's ridiculous, too. You should watch that. Daniela, you got a question?
Oh, yeah. Peaches is going to love this one, but it's real. From Michael Lemansky, when is Mr. Dan Petrie going to do a dance video with you guys? # the world wants to know.
Ooh.
Now that's rigged.
No, it is not my burner.
Here, have a turkey leg.
Oh, no.
Because I've been talking about it.
You have been.
I've been talking about it. I've been thinking about a couple of songs, and then I get cold feet. So.
Is that the end of the story, or we're going to warm those feet up there?
Exactly.
Any warmer today?
I'm not sure. I think I'll just kind of keep it out there a little bit, maybe. Maybe tomorrow.
It's a mystery. He's a mystery. He's a mysterious guy.
Maybe August.
Maybe tomorrow will be better. Can I call you then?
Yeah. See?
Great.
That's how this all started.
That was the intro song or the
It was
first
against
song,
Minnesota,
debut
too.
song.
In Minnesota when it was negative 55,000 degrees.
Live from
What song?
Reykjavik.
What song would they like? See, that's the.
Michael, if you're watching, tell us what song you would like Dan to sing.
Here's Daniela's number. Just text her. #Rain Delay Doxing. We have 3 minutes left for rain delay questions. Get them in. Here we go. 3 minutes left, and then we have first pitch coming. It's the Tigers and the Twins in game number 1 of a 3-game series as the Tigers try to beat the Twins for the first time here in 2026.
I'm almost onto the blue cotton candy.
If Dan Petrie were to pitch to the broadcast team now, who would get the second hit off of him? Because obviously the first would be
Jason.
Candy.
They assumed me getting a hit.
They do. You are assumed a hit.
The next best. Well, I know Johnny gets his elbow up. Yeah, as long as Johnny keeps that back elbow up, kid.
Keep that back elbow up.
Me and Johnny talk all the time about Little League. And like Johnny's like, yeah, dude, this is all. What did my Little League coach teach me? Get that elbow up back there. A little higher, Johnny. Get it higher. Next thing you know, Johnny's up there like this.
Every picture of my youth, there's never a swing. It's just me holding it.
We had that question before, and you're presuming that I'd throw you a strike.
Yeah, see,
probably
there's a lot
walk
of
you,
perception.
You know?
4.
Yeah.
Here's a good one to maybe end on, depending on timing. What was your very first job, the one that got you a legit paycheck?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Dan?
First job, wait, like any job that got us a first paycheck or
Yeah.
job in the industry?
First job. No, out of the industry. First
Okay.
job.
Pulled button weeds out of a bean field.
Excuse me?
What?
Legitimately.
Your what hurts?
Pulled button weeds out of a bean field.
Okay.
In
Well, he
August,
took mine.
hot.
You
I worked
what?
my tail off, and I got me a check for like $82 after a week-long work, and I was happy to have it.
That's funny you say. I remember the amount of my first paycheck from a place that makes blizzards and other ice cream treats.
Right, ice cream treats.
First job.
30 seconds. Peaches, what was yours?
Mine actually was baseball, because I told you I worked with my mom for a long time, never got a paycheck from her. And so mine was 17-year-old signing with the Tigers, playing baseball.
Wow.
First job.
Incredible.
Johnny Kane is able.
Produce stand sitting up on the back of the trailer as the stronger kids handed me watermelons.
Wow. Mine was umpire.
We knew that.
Really?
Yeah. First job, umpire. Second job, I was a...
Give that out call again. I love that,
No.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
And then the kids are like, that was not a strike. Challenge.
How do you throw somebody out?
You're out.
That's it.
Rain delay questions, you're out.
Yes, he did.
That's it.
Attaboy.
Dirks is leaving. He's got to go do radio. Best of rain delay questions in video form. Meme-worthy stuff all day long. I'm just grateful he put a Skittle in my hand. Johnny's going after it. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Paul. Hi, Weiser. Yikes. Go grab some food and enjoy the Tiger game is our message. Rain delay questions is over. First pitch is next.
Military Appreciation Night here at Comerica Park. First pitch is just around the corner, but we will listen in to our national anthem.
Honor the United States of America with the performing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Detroit, give it up. New Colagar.
Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Detroit Tigers.
Previously on Tigers Baseball.
You never know who's going to be the star at Comerica Park. Is it Cece? Is it the McGonagoggles? Is it Kevin? The answer is all three. No matter which way you look, stars everywhere at Comerica Park on Sunday afternoon. First time ever Kevin McGonigal walked off a Major League Baseball game, and just a little help from a little girl with a lot of ingenuity. on a Sunday afternoon. Tigers baseball is presented by Bet365. Troy Melton has been back for 3 appearances. This is his 4th, and the stoic right-hander will get going after nearly 2 hours of rain delay questions. The turkey legs are gone, but our vigor is not. Jason Benetti, Dan Petrie, Daniela Bruce in a moment, cast of thousands, and Kevin McGonigal. The one thing he hadn't done was a walk-off winner. That's over now.
You know what? How fast does this guy learn? He learns so quickly, and it was on full display on Sunday. Just his first at-bat, the first pitch he saw, he just kind of put it in his memory bank and said, you know what, I'm going to remember this. First pitch he sees, a slider on the inside part of the plate. He gets out in front, hits it way foul. Just the look on his face. I'll remember that one. The identical spot in the 4th inning. He doesn't pull it foul. He gets all of it 420 feet into the right field seats. But it's not going to end there. He's going to continue to learn. He's watching Andres Munoz throw nothing but fastballs to his teammates. And he's saying, you know what? I'm going to get a fastball, and I'm not going to miss it. And he lines it into right field. 2-run score. The Tigers walk it off and let the celebration start. A.J. Hinch jumping out of the dugout and giving McGonigal a bear hug. What a scene after that game on Sunday.
You see how it was so important to the manager, the play. You don't see AJ like that every day. And so now you feel like the Tigers are gaining some momentum. 5-1 in June, and you're getting fully closer at least to a totally healthy team. Troy Melton has been really good, Dan.
He has been, you know, in his 3 starts. Now he's getting in the 4th. But on that one, his last one, where he went 8 innings, one of the things is a lot of starting pitchers don't get to face an order for the 3rd time, let alone the 4th time. But when you have pitches throwing as hard as you did in the 1st inning as you did in the 8th inning, you have a chance to stick around. His slider was the same velocity as the 1st inning as it was in the 8th. His sinker was even harder in the 8th than it was in the 1st. And then that 4-seam, which is so important to Troy Melton, was just the same velocity in the 1st as it was in the last. You continue with that velocity on all your pitches, you're going to be able to go deep in the games, but you're also going to be able to have success.
And as he builds back up, the baseline of velocity will increase, you believe,
I think it will. I do. I know he was coming out of the pen and, you know, just coming out, just firing bullets, but I still think once he builds back up, we'll see that 96 and 97 consistently.
He's on the hill to face the Minnesota Twins. Kevin McGonigal had his very first walk-off as a Tiger. Who has the most walk-offs as a Tiger? That's what One More Thing's for after this.
Big dreams.
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. By McDonald's of Michigan, grab a $6 McDouble meal today. By Rally House, Michigan, it's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House. And by Steel, find your local Steel dealer at steelusa.com. The walk-offs of 2026 to this point: Torque, Kevin McGonigal, and many others in Tigers history. Or one more thing, we asked the question, who's got the most walk-offs in Tigers history? The answer is a lot of guys who have Hall of Fame credentials or should be in the Hall of Fame right now. Lou Whitaker, 19 walk-off hits.
I saw that today and I went, well, there's just another reason why you should consider him and get him into that Hall of Fame.
19, the most in Tigers history since 1920. It's a big number. Tell your friends at work that you learned something other than Dan Petrie's favorite karaoke song. Melton and Bradley are next.
So I hammer the right.
Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law. Tigers take the field after an hour and 50 of a delay. Our weather twin today is evidently Singapore. They have the same weather in Singapore as they do here. That's what our graphics group was doing for an hour 50. Was siphoning through all the cities in the world to see who else was 79 degrees with 82% humidity. And the answer, Singapore.
I knew that.
All right, here we go. Tigers starting pitcher presented by Wallside Windows. It is young Troy Melton, the 25-year-old from Southern California.
Yeah, Troy's off to a great start here in 2026. Has relied on his four-seam fastball, slider, cutter, while mixing in just enough split finger sinkers and curveballs, just when the hitters least expected. Batters are hitting well below 200 on all of his pitches except for the sinker. That's how good he's been.
He's going to face this batting order for Minnesota. They're 21st in slugging, 22nd in on-base percentage, but piping Byron Buxton a fastball is never a grand idea. In that 4-game sweep back in early April, he was 5 for 15. Josh Bell was 7 for 14. Victor Caratini, who's gotten hot again, is 6 for 16 against the Tigers this year. That 4-game sweep was the low point of the first month of the season for the Tigers, who finished 500 in the months of March and April. Tigers starting defense brought to you as always by Marygrove Awnings. It's Green and Beerling and Carpenter, McGonigal, McKinstry, Torres and Torkelson. Dylan Dingler has the plate. It's cloudy again. There are thunderstorms to the west, but Byron Buxton on first pitch fastballs has slugged .716 in his major league career.
Yeah, let's see what Troy Melton says. Okay, I'm going to start you off with that slider on the outside part of the plate. Or he says, well, you know what? He hasn't seen my fastball yet.
And there it is. And there it flies. Left center field. And Byron Buxton has greeted this game as he has so many times in his major league career. That is not the kind of foreshadowing you want to be a part of, and it's 1-0 Minnesota.
Boy, and isn't that just the Twins are so glad to have Byron Buxton in the lineup. Missed a couple after banging into the center field wall, but that's about as center cut as you can get. And big league hitters can hit a bullet, and that's 98 center cut. Jason just got done talking about it, and there it was, just jumped all over it.
It's his 6th leadoff home run of the year. That leads Major League Baseball. And on the first pitch, after an hour 50 delay or so, it is 1-0 Minnesota. 1-0 is a slider for a strike to Brooks Lee, the 25-year-old infielder out of San Luis Obispo in California. Minnesota, after a strong start to the year, has fallen on hard times. The Twins come into today losers of 4 of 5. Their only win in that stretch was against Kansas City to begin their 3-game series. They lost the series 2-1. But they have a lot of confidence against the Tigers this year, Dan.
Yeah, especially after that 4-game sweep. But if you're the Tigers, you're saying, you know what, this is a payback series.
That's a high fly ball, right field side for Lee, and that's arching foul.
You know, just coming into this game too, Jason, I was thinking about Troy Melton is the perfect guy to handle a rain delay just because he's so relaxed and nothing bothers him. You know, a lot of times it's like, oh, I got a rain delay, I got to sit around. But not Troy Melton, you know, it's just like, okay, you know, no big deal. You know, when the bell rings, you know, I'll be ready to go. But so was Byron Buxton.
And Troy is also the perfect guy to deal with a leadoff home run. He's not going to let his emotions get the best of him. You wouldn't imagine. We haven't seen that in his major league career at all. I mean, he is California cool through and through.
I liked how AJ was talking about him. Just, you asked the question about how much emotion. Do you even talk to him in between innings? And he says, well, not much. He doesn't give a whole lot.
Lead is center. Beerling is there for out number 1. I mean, we've had the looks of Troy Melton with his eyes closed on the bench. I mean, he is so even keeled. He is so easy does it. That's a trait you don't normally see in second-year players.
Not at all. And AJ was just saying, yeah, if he has a bad inning, he'll kind of come in and sigh a little bit. Or, you know, if he's throwing really well, you might get a little smile out of him, but not a whole lot other than that. Pretty even keel.
He'll face Clemens here. And Cody Clemens, former Tiger, takes ball 1. The Twins, for a team that are kind of, they're older than you'd expect for a rebuilding club. Minnesota made all those trades at the deadline last year. But Buxton's 32, Clemens is 30, Josh Bell is 33, Caratini's 32, and Tristan Gray is 30. So there are veteran presences in this team who is 30 and 37 as a group so far this year. That's a strike called by Lance Barksdale for a game that you could say after an hour 50 we back up. It's good to have a Barksdale behind the plate. 2-1. It's fouled away. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cody Clemens, who's been everything for the Twins this year.
Yeah, he got off to a slow start too, and really has kicked it up a notch. The power is there. OPS has really taken a big jump
since May the 10th. In the last month or so, he serves this to first. Torque knocks it down, and on the recovery, the Tigers play team infield for out number 2. It's 3-4-1.
You know what? We've seen Troy Melton do this in previous games. How quick he gets over to first base. That ball is smoked off the bat of Cody Clemens. Torque keeps it from going into right field, and good break for the Tigers. Goes right over to Glaber, who continues to pay attention. And there's Troy Melton stretching, already at the bag, stretching. Got over there extremely quick.
Here is Josh Bell, who likes a good first pitch with the best of them. Strike 1 to him after a 7 for 14 for the veteran.
Yeah, he seemed like he was just all over that first series, doing a lot of damage.
Ground ball, first base side. There goes Troy again. He's on the spot, and the inning's over. Buxton has a solo homer. Tigers will bat down 1-0. Tigers batting order presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. This is slugging versus the 4-seam fastball, which you'd imagine the Tigers will see a bunch because of Taj Bradley on the hill. McGonigal 478, Kerry Carpenter 613, Torque at 482 as well. As you see those ominous clouds beyond the right field wall, they're kind of encircling Comerica Park as we hope to get this in without incident. But Andrew Blaustein, intrepid director of Gotham City, has provided us that look. First one to Torres. Okay. Taj Bradley, 3.56 ERA, 10 strikeouts in his first look at the Tigers this year.
Boy, that'll get your attention. But Taj Bradley beat the Tigers back in April, going 6 1/3 innings, allowing just one run while striking out 10. But he's had some difficulties in his last 2 starts, going 8 2/3 innings and allowing 8 runs on 12 hits. Throws 4 pitches. Good 4-seam fastball, as we've seen. Cutter, split finger, and curve.
(2-0) for Glaber Torres, fouled away 2-1.
You know, you look at that first pitch and way up and in. I mean, nowhere close. And then the next 2 are just painted right there on the outside corner. It's like, what in the world happened? Just had to be something mechanically or just his landing to throw one that wild.
And then right back to the drawing board with a fastball again. This is 4th appearance since coming off the injured list. But he was unbelievable in that first start against the Tigers as he's coming back from that pectoral muscle injury. And it's a hot fastball to the attic for strike 3. There is one away as Kevin McGonigal will bat. It's StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, and here are those strikeouts. It's not good advice on the top of a skyscraper, and it's not good advice here. Don't look down.
I mean, look at that. Look at that split finger. Everything just circling right at the bottom. Many of them not even strikes. And then he throws that elevated high fastball, completely against that scouting report to get Glaber for the first out.
You see the strikeouts per 9 in the American League. He and Jack are both on the list. of the top 5 in Major League Baseball. And the curveball, which we have not seen very much, has a mammoth strikeout rate. When he gets to 2 strikes, that thing dances for him. He's a high splitter. He is all over the map right now, Peaches.
Yeah, that is not where you generally throw that splitter. I mean, if you're going to throw it wild, it's usually going to bounce. It's not going to be over a hitter's head.
Lofted third base side. It is Lee, and he is there to make the catch. 2 down, and here is the defense for Minnesota. Larnach, Buxton, and Clemens. Lee, Gray, Keyshaw, and Lewis. And Victor Caratini has the dish. This has not been a strong defense so far this year for Minnesota. Two down, Dylan Dingler. And they will try and get inside with that fastball.
You know, you talk about that curveball. I'm anxious to see, you know how I love to look at video the morning of and just kind of peruse what they throw. And that curveball just looks in the last couple of starts like it's been hanging a bit. Not that real good one that we saw back in April. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's
a good
the
one.
one.
Yeah, the ones that I was looking at were kind of rolling, but that one looks like a high fastball, and you're going to give up on it. That was the old Snapdragon.
There's a cutter that found its way to the beach. 1-2 on Dylan Dingler, who has seen just a ton of fastballs this year. The Twins threw him 55% fastball in that first series. Hanging curveball, Dylan Dingler. It is fair. We are tied. A clang for Dylan Dingler to even the game at 1.
That one just looked like it was a little bit different than that Snapdragon he threw to get to strike 2. Same speed, almost the same identical location. That one didn't have that same snap to it. That one just rolled in. That's the one I'm talking about right there, Jason. And Dylan Dingler gets the Tigers even.
That's home run number 15 for Dylan Dingler. See what he's done against non-fastballs this year. That is a mammoth, mammoth number. Fly ball right center field, and Buxton sees it to retire the side. But they make those foul poles very sturdy for a reason. Dylan Dingler visits the left field line to tie the game at 1.
You guys mentioned the even-keeledness of Troy Melton when he is competing and the way that A.J. Hinch talked about him. I kept an eye on him during that half inning and his reaction after giving up the leadoff homer to Byron Buxton. But he made a couple of good defensive plays. He came back to the dugout smiling, a little conversation with Fett, conversations with a couple of his teammates, he and Torque, laughing a little bit about the plays they made on defense, giving each other their props. And you got to imagine Troy Melton's feeling pretty good back out there with Dylan Dingler tying the game in that one, guys.
Other than being drenched.
Yeah, and I'm a little drenched down here, too.
I mean, this is not at all what we expected, but there are pop-up thunderstorms all over the area, and you figured this was a possibility. So that's what they're just going to have to live with. 2-1. Yeah, swing and a miss on a fastball, but he never changes. He never changes.
No. Nope, and I'm sure they just, he went in there and he was kind of smiling about it. But as Daniela said, as soon as Dingler hit that and got him back to even, it was almost like, yep, all right, just like starting the game over again, 0-0.
I mean, this is a pretty substantial rain that's going on. A lot of fans have gone to seek cover under the overhang. And then it's going to slow down and figure itself out again. So it starts and it stops and it starts and it stops. Look at that from Dirt Camp. Oh boy. If anyone sees the Penguin or the Joker.
Heather Nabozny's just all over this generally, and there might be some scatteredness coming in a way, but I don't think she would have wanted this game to start.
Larnach to left field, and that ball is foul. No, but in this sort of environment, the humidity, the daytime heating, all of that, you're just going to get thunderstorms that you can't anticipate.
Yeah, if they come out of nowhere and the wind shifts and blows one through there. But you know that they didn't want to burn Troy Melton by starting this game if they figured that some kind of weather was going to roll through and they were going to have to shut him down.
We did just see a flash of lightning in the distance, and no, it wasn't the ribbon board. It was a flash of lightning in the distance. 2-2 is clipped foul by Trevor Larnach, who had a career-high 17 homers last year. He's got 3 of them so far this year. And you see the rain that's soaking his helmet. And now a baseball that's soaking his lower body. It's a leadoff hit by pitch. Larnach is on, and Caratini will bat.
Boy, he had him perfectly set up for that slider. Down in that back foot, got him on the front foot. He's trying to throw it back foot. He set him up perfectly with that foul ball, that inside four-seam fastball that he just got a piece of. Just needed to start that over the plate and get it to his back foot, and he would have swung right over the top of it.
So that was the 24th pitch for Troy Melton, who on average throws just over 12 pitches per inning. And by research from our graphics group and Zach Zollers, if you take the minimum down to 20 innings, Troy Melton was throwing the fewest pitches per inning in the league coming into today.
You know, and you saw them shake his head after missing with strike one, because you pointed out the last time he started, I think he was 0 for 8. First 8 batters he faced, he didn't throw a first pitch strike, and he knows he has to do that. But the thing that he did, he corrected that and then got busy with throwing a lot of first pitch strikes and attacking the hitters. So far, maybe not throwing as many strikes as he'd like, but you know he doesn't get flustered and usually turns the tide.
That yacker is a beautiful strike. 1-2 on Caratini.
That's what I mean about those 3 pitches that he doesn't throw that often. Just when you least expect it, you're thinking, oh, I've seen everything hard, and all of a sudden that comes in, and you haven't seen it yet.
On the ground, second base, it's Torres on the spin to get one, and that is all. McKinstry's throw to Torque was a little bit late to get Caratini, and there's one away. So 1 down, 1 on, and Troy Melton, to your point about the picking up steam on first pitch strikes, 17 of the 24 outs at the Trop were within the first 3 pitches.
Yeah, he started proving to the Rays that, hey, you know what? He's coming right after us, and he got him in swing mode.
Now Royce Lewis braces for impact on a slider. Royce Lewis has had a season not unlike Spencer Torkelson's in 2024. He did not expect to be in AAA at points this year, but he was sent down. He annihilated AAA pitching. He didn't throw cutters like that, though. 0-2. His OPS in AAA with St. Paul was 1303.
Yeah, what did he have? 10 home runs, I think, down there also. I mean, just like you said, just tore it up.
0-2. He checks his swing. He does not go. It's 1-2.
Steady diet of those breaking balls on that outside corner. A lot of body action, but kept that bat back.
One, two. On the ground, rolling to second, nearly vacated side. Torres on the move. Save. Infield single for Lewis. Rather unexpected. He'd put the ball there. And he'll take
and he hit anyway.
But right off the end of the bat, you can hear it just shatter. Yeah, that nice sound if you're a pitcher, but it's perfectly located. Gleyber Torres playing more up the middle, not hit very hard at all. Gleyber does a nice job of getting there, giving it an effort. Royce Lewis able to beat it out.
With that 2 on for Keyshaw, who takes a sinker, burrowing in for a strike. Keyshaw slugging just .308 for the year. That's why the OPS is at .621. That sunk all the way down to the ground with. It's 1-1. Caratini at second, Lewis at first. And there's a ground ball base hit to right. Carries up with it, and oh boy, they have trouble at second base. If the Tigers can get it there, they could not. Royce Lewis thought Caratini was going to come around third. Lewis sped past the bag, and had Kerry Carpenter seen that, he had a chance at an out.
Well, Kerry Carpenter got to this ball really quick, and there was no way that Caratini could have been sent. I mean, they were holding him up. As soon as that ball got out there.
So the bases are loaded. Dylan Dingler goes out to the mound, and you have Tristan Gray, who's not much of a ground ball hitter at all so far this year. Those aren't exactly wall breakers off the bat of Minnesota so far in this second inning.
No, and that last one by Keyshaw, that was just a fastball up in the strike zone that he could just kind of play with a little bit, and he did a nice job of controlling the bat to shoot it the other way. Very much like Royce Lewis did, but Royce Lewis broke his bat. That one was solidly struck. Dylan Dingler, of course, right on top of everything, goes out there just to reel Troy Melton back in, slow him down. Yeah, you're in a jam, but you can get out of this. Just reminding them, you can get out.
Gray hits it on the ground foul, first base side, wide of Grady Sizemore, the first base coach from Minnesota. Tristan Gray, who was a 13th round pick of the Pirates back in 17, is on his 4th major league team in his 4th major league season. 0-2. Dan, you asked about Troy Melton and his career with runners on base. These are striking numbers.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, I guess. And boy, is he starting to make some pitches. That last one came up as a sinker, but that was an excellent split finger.
Oh, and 2 to Gray. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3. What a slider.
Boy, just went out and just said, nope, I'm not going to let you play with the fastball anymore. Like I said, that one came up as a sinker. That's an outstanding split finger. And then just went to that slider as he had him 0-2, had to protect, and couldn't hold up.
First pitch to Buxton here is what?
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be a fastball. It was, wow.
He threw him a sinker, though. It wasn't a four-seam fastball, but he spotted it well, and he's nodding like a poker player who just got the call that he wanted.
And started it off the plate, caught that outside corner. And he might have thought, well, you know what, Buxton's going to look breaking ball.
There's your breaking ball, 0-2 on Byron Buxton, who hammered a first pitch fastball over the wall and left to open the game. Wave and a miss, strike 3. Escapability for days for Troy Melton.
There, how about that? Just Dylan Dingler going out, settling the young man down, and then right back to making good pitches. 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts, gets out of the bases loaded jam.
Marigold.
Bottom two, we're tied at 1. Troy Melton delivers a couple of strikeouts to get out of traffic in the top of the inning, and Riley Green will bat here in the bottom of the inning. And boy, Minnesota threw him a barge full of fastballs in that first series, and then 28% off speed pitches. He didn't see anything relating to dead man's curve in that entire series, Dan.
No, and I think that's the way that a lot of teams go after him, those high fastballs, and then
how about that?
Change ups down, but that'll be, that's spotty one. You know, he'll throw a good one, but he'll also hang it like he did to Dylan Dingler.
Looked like it might have been challengeable as well. Riley gives this a ride left field. Larnach is back at the track, testing the pole again. That's gone down the line. It's left field corner night, and it's 2-1 Tigers.
Now Riley jumping on that high fastball and going with it. Not trying to pull it, but just saying, you know what, I'm strong enough. I can hit the ball out the other way. And that nice patented uppercut swing right off the bat. You knew it had the distance. Would it stay fair?
It did. It was. And the Tigers have the lead in a game that could have gotten sideways. Troy Melton dodges trouble and hands it right back to the offense, and they once again, after a very difficult May, have served up a couple of long balls tonight.
I'm thinking right along with you, like, yep, you win that home run battle, there's a pretty good chance you're going to win the game.
Into right field, that's a knock. Torque just dunks it in for a single. Back to the home run, the Lapo Taco.
Yeah, that first pitch curveball, Riley just said, okay, that's a good pitch. Now I'm going to wait for that heater at the top of the strike zone. He let that ball come in and travel a long way. But again, Riley is so strong and can hit him out any place. Just fair.
And a souvenir for a young fan in the left field corner as Colt Keith takes a ball. Riley Green's 7th home run this year to go along with 16 doubles. His on-base percentage is right around 400, as Taj Bradley doesn't really know where it's going.
And that split finger, you know, I don't think he's thrown a real good one down, as the graphic we showed earlier, where he had so much success getting ahead of hitters and then throwing the split finger down. They're just staying up.
2-1 for Colt, who asks for time. Tigers enter play tonight 27-39. That's 9 off of Cleveland in the American League Central. But the wild card was 5.5 at the start of play tonight. Is it? First one for Colt is short into right center, that cavernous alleyway. If he pushes that to the left field corner, maybe he's got a shot at it. Instead, it's out number 1.
Yeah, that ball just comes off. It looks so good, and then it just kind of dies for some reason. And well, you just see Byron Buxton just take off after that. And then when he shuts it down out there, that's when you kind of go, oh, got that one.
One down for Vierling. Still some lightning flashing in the distance in what's been a wild atmospheric day around here with tornado warnings. Look at that shot. That is outrageous. It's ominously beautiful from dirt camp. Look at how vivid that thing is. It's buried in the dirt, and it looks like a Van Gogh.
That's what I meant. That blue sky with the black, like you said, ominous rain nastiness over there, but that beautiful blue sky.
Fly ball right field. Clemens is back. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and he makes the catch leisurely in front of the hedges. 2 down.
Boy, I do like it. Every time Matt Vierling goes the other way and hits it good, you can kind of tell that he's back. Cody Clemens is sizing that up, thinking, okay, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to rob it. Nah, I don't think I quite have to. I do like to see Matt Vierling driving that ball the other way.
He almost got it up and out. Torque at first, 2 down. Here's Z-Mac. There's ball 1. How badly did the Tigers need that game on Sunday? You basically have to ask yourself, can you billow up enough wins per series? Can you just sneak out from behind that cloud that you've put yourself in? Can you create enough thunder to weather that deficit?
I was going to say, and you're looking up at the heavens that are just opening up.
We have got to have the most picturesque cameras in Major League Baseball right now. That looks like a baseball postcard from the dugout. And it's a bit symbolic of what the Tigers hope their season will be. Right? Which will it be? Will the dark clouds overtake the light? Or will those clouds part and create something of a silver lining somewhere in the second half of 2026? There's ball 4. Zach McKinstry is on. First and second, 2 out for Gleyber Torres.
Speaking of Sunday, that's kind of actually a couple of rallies against the Mariners were started by the bottom of the order before it flipped to the top, and a couple of big swings from the top of the order.
And now more blue sky with that last win against Seattle on Sunday, and an off day to enjoy it. There's strike 1 to Gleyber Torres. This is not the kind of night that you'd like to be a Mariner, ancient or otherwise.
Yeah, it might be a little tossing and turning on the old seas.
Well, it's red sky at night here. You have red sky at night, which is normally sailor's delight. So maybe bite my tongue. Big leads on the base paths. The Tigers will give back a little bit. There's a ball, 1-1 to Gleyber Torres. What's Hot Corner have to say? It's the 5th game this season where the Tigers have scored in both the first and the second, and they haven't lost in this situation.
See, that's the most important one right there. In parentheses, 4-0.
1-1. One hopper, look out. Caratini didn't know where it was. And so Torque takes third, McKinstry to second.
Yeah, you can see that Taj Bradley is just struggling with his release points on all of his pitches. He just spikes that one right down into the ground. That's a four-seamer. They can just read that one easily, just coming right out of the hand, and just that's gonna ricochet somewhere.
Yeah.
That's just thrown so hard that can't hit anywhere soft and just go right down in front of them.
Now will it be miss or middle here? It was a bad miss. Can Gleyber get something to hit? The answer is no. It's 3-1 on Torres with McGonigal next.
Bradley doesn't really have that pitch that he can go to. I mean, you'd love to have him loaded up for Kevin McGonigal, but right now he's just all over the place with every pitch that he's throwing.
3-1 is a strike. Gleyber thought he was going to walk. He didn't think it was challenge worthy, and it's 3-2.
Gleyber. Just Gleyber with that veteran move there, calling timeout, just saying, you know what, think about this one a little bit longer. You're scuffling with your control.
3-2 from Bradley to Torres. It's a chopper, and Bradley spears it. He looked at second. Now he trots over to first to retire this side. Riley Green, opposite field, Thunder, left field line, 2-1 Tigers, and a very happy camper. Fiery night here at Comerica Park. It's the Tigers 2, the Twins 1. It looks as though the Thunderstorms are shoving off to the north and east, as that first pitch is met with a line drive to right for Brooks Lee. It's a single, and one on, nobody out for Cody Clemens. Well, the Twins seem to enjoy first pitches tonight.
I say another good example there by Brooks Lee, just jumping on that slider. Didn't hit it really hard, just poked it out into right field, just hard enough.
So now Cody Clemens, who's a veteran of 56 Tigers games in 2022, year number 5 in Major League Baseball, former third-round pick of the Tigers. And he hits this skyward, third base side. McGonigal is over in foul territory. Kevin's got it, and there's one away.
Well, I think that's a pretty good sign for Troy Melton also. Just falling behind 1-0 and comes back with a four-seam fastball, challenges him and gets that easy pop-up. Not easy if you're Kevin McGonigal. Goes a long way to reel that one in. It just talks a little bit about that jump on that fastball.
One out, Josh Bell, who had the 7 hits in the first series with the Tigers. StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. You see the hits as a lefty. They're all consolidated away, down and away, down. That's where the Tigers pitched him. A couple of ridiculous hits as a right-handed batter with a changeup at basically iris level, and then a changeup below the zone.
That's what I mean. It's just like he was just in the middle of everything. And if you want, I mean, generally, down and away from a left-handed hitter is usually pretty good.
Throw to first. Lee is out at second base.
See, a lot of teams trying to do this. Mariners tried to do it on Sunday and got burnt with it. And Brooks Lee gets burnt with it right there. Troy Melton just staying nice and calm and relaxed until he heard all the screams, the voices coming to him saying, step off, step off. He makes that throw over to first. Spencer Torkelson with a good snap throw to get Brooks Lee at second.
So the Twins have their base runner wiped away, and it's 2-0 on Bell. Brooks Lee was just 3 for 4 in steals all year. It looked like they thought they had something on Troy Melton.
I just think back to, again, the top of the 9th on Sunday against the Mariners, where Josh Naylor was bouncing. He tried. He was thrown out. Rosarena got too big of a lead. Dylan Dingler got him.
Bell heaves this to left field. That's way back there, and Josh Bell makes it a home run night here at Comerica Park. 4 solo home runs in the game. We're tied at 2. He has been a beast against the Tigers this year.
I mean, that's one of those fastballs, too. The same one that Cody Clemens popped up. That's up, kind of moving away. But some of these fly balls, I mean, off the bat, they look like trouble. A couple of them haven't gone out. But, boy, in this humidity, ball can carry.
I was just going to say, think about the grave difference in weather in the 2 series between the Tigers and Twins. The first one might as well have been in Stockholm in January. It was 34 degrees, I think, at game time the first time these two teams played this year.
And I remember AJ talking about that was the coldest I've ever been in a baseball game. All those, 3 night games and a day game.
And it was all bad.
Yeah.
It was all bad. There were other teams that had canceled games on the Eastern Seaboard, but now tonight we have this tumultuous atmosphere that has brought thunderstorms through the area and an hour 50 plus of rain delay questions.
I mean, but you can just feel this stickiness. I mean, it's thick. This is a summer night in Detroit.
No, the air feels like peanut butter tonight.
And it's not even summer. It feels like a summer night, but yeah, not officially summer yet.
It's on its way. 2-2 is off the plate, a splitter. 3-2 on Larnach. How big is that play at second base, by the way, now? How big is what just happened on that bag? Pitch number 7 to Larnach. He hits it well, right center field. Veerling on the move, still going. He's there. We are tied again, but Matt Veerling runs down the final out.
Listen to the
Chevy's strongest player, key contributors to this June that's gone 5-1 so far, Kevin McGonigal, a 988 OPS. He will bat here in the third, and Daniela Bruce has seen Kevin see pitchers for a second time now.
Yeah, and that's something that I don't know if you really think about with a rookie. It takes a little bit to see these guys a second time, and he's seeing Taj Bradley for the second time this season. He saw Boston twice, Kansas City twice, and got familiar with their staffs, but the matchup here, he said, when you go to prep, it makes it a little bit more comfortable. You have a little bit more concrete evidence to pull from, and you can see how they approached him in each at-bat.
Because that was a very normal first pitch.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened the first time he faced him. But again, you know they're going to try to make adjustments against you. That's a big part of this league, and Kevin's aware of that. But having a base knowledge on how these pitchers are approaching him is something that's going to help him as he starts to see more and more pitchers a second and third time.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when you can look at a scouting report and you can look at film, but until you stand in that box, and now you're standing in that box for the second time, it all makes a lot more sense.
So if he was playing with one hand tied behind his back, essentially, to start the year, it would be scary for the rest of the league.
Yeah. I mean, just letting your natural ability take over.
Fastball a strike, 3-1 on McGonigal. Tigers only have the one strikeout. That was Gleyber Torres to lead off the game, but everybody else is either walked or put the ball in play or sent it sailing out of here. Snapped at that fastball at 97, 3-2.
Yeah, that's the thing about Taj Bradley. You can see that he's definitely got the stuff. It's just a matter of can he harness it all in like he did back in April against the Tigers.
Not there. Ball 4 to McGonigal, who, by the way, is very aware of CeCe's tremendous art project and the McGonigoggles from Sunday. He saw it, he said it was awesome. And the only thing that's left, I'm saying this, not him, the only thing that's left is to get him an advertising deal with somebody who will put McGonigoggles on him.
Well, you got to believe that there's a promotion in the future.
Right? That's a slam dunk for a marketing team, and it's a slam dunk for some eyewear place in Detroit, right? I'd be lining up.
Hey guys, I left you a pair of some McGonigoggles up there. Did you see them?
Is that you who made these? Wow.
I had a little assistance, but I left you a pair.
Arts and crafts with Daniela Bruce. Pop foul. How long did it take you to make these?
Well, here's why I needed the assistance. So it would have taken me about 10 minutes if I could figure out how to make my crazy glue work, but apparently I don't know how to use it. So I needed some help finding the right thing to stick the cups to the glasses, and we figured it out with some tape. So there we go.
Crazy glue is the official glue of our telecast.
No, it's not. I won't let it be. It didn't work.
It's a little too much crazy.
Exactly.
2-1 to Dingler. And nothing compares to what CC brought to the game, though. Those were unbelievably cool.
Yes, with all the writing on it, colors.
2-1. On the ground, off the mound, into center field, base hit. McGonigal around second. He hoofs it for third, and the Tigers are in business again. First and third, nobody out against Bradley.
Dylan Dingler getting in that good hitter's count. Knows he's going to get that four-seam fastball, and he hammers it right back up the middle. Boy, it's fun to watch Kevin McGonigal run the bases. Just he gets to second base, and he's got really good speed anyway, but just the way he cuts the bases extremely tight. Not that big rainbow turn over there, just cuts it really tight right into third base.
Which is where he stands for Kerry Carpenter. First pitch, swing. That is one of those where if you know Kerry and he's going to see a fastball on that first pitch, he's going to take a rip at it.
And Kerry's another one that has really had good success last year against the Twins, and he's another guy that can hit that ball out the other way. He gets one of those fastballs up just like Riley Green.
Well, that's what they're hoping, is that it's a fastball a little bit further up than he can handle.
Yeah, and I was saying if that was a little bit too up, if that one's down a little bit, but I think Kerry had the same kind of idea about shooting that one out in the left center.
This has been a slog for Taj Bradley. He has not been solid in his command at all so far tonight. He's trying to pitch through it after all the rain and thunder came barreling through this park. He goes with another high fastball, and he strikes out Carp. There's one away.
Boy, it looked like Kerry just cut down on his swing just a little bit there and just couldn't hold up, but wasn't taking that big, huge swing being down 0-2. Just swung at that 0-1 pitch, just could not lay off of it again.
So he'll hand it to Riley Green, who homered on a fastball up to left field his first time. He gets a high splitter. It's another high splitter from Bradley.
I was going to say the same thing. There's another one. We have not seen one down in the dirt. Every split fingers that he's thrown has been like that one. That's one of the ones that have been down just a little.
There's a cutter, 1-1. They peppered him with fastballs in that first series. 2 out of every 3 pitches was a fastball to Riley Green, and so many fastballs up.
And I think they were going off of last year's scouting report, because Riley has definitely improved on laying off those, but doing damage on the ones where he brings them down ever so slightly, like he did in that first at bat.
Look at this, the Twins elevated fastballs. You're talking about 40% of the pitches he's seen, elevated fastballs specifically. There's a high splitter again. It's almost to the point where he can't throw that now.
To me, his cutter has been his best pitch. I think his four-seam fastball, if he can reel it in, it's a really good pitch, but he hasn't been able to really throw consistent strikes with that.
2-1. Chopper first base side and foul, 2-2. I mean, you think about that start. We both were there at Target Field. I mean, it was pinpoint accuracy. It was needlepoint from Taj Bradley all night.
It was like, and the Rays let this guy go.
Yeah.
He was in the Griffin Jacks trade, I believe, right? Yeah. And it was like, oh my goodness. Because I think the Rays really liked him. But in order to get somebody like Griffin Jacks, you got to give something up. And yeah, Taj Bradley looked fantastic in that start.
2-2 on Riley, looking for the lead. That'll do it. Fly ball left field. Larnach is back. He's at the track when he makes the catch, but here comes McGonigal, and the Tigers have run number 3 here in the third.
There's a great example right there, just what you're talking about. All those four-seam fastballs, but you know what? Riley has just brought him down just enough, and another really good swing from Riley Green, not trying to pull it. I thought maybe he got enough of that one, too, to sneak over the top.
It was close. But that is the situational hitting that we did not see. And that sometimes evens itself out, but sometimes also will be helped by additions to the lineup. You got to pitch to Riley Green more when the lineup is deeper. 1-0.
And right now, I didn't see Riley Green hitting a ground ball in that situation, but I didn't see him striking out either unless he swung through a four-seam fastball, because that split finger has been absent from Taj Bradley. So you just kind of figure if he gets one of those, he should be able to hit a nice fly ball somewhere or hit the ball hard and keep it off the ground, and that's exactly what Riley did.
We showed you the strikeouts from Bradley, the 10 of them back on April the 7th. Remember, 9 of them were below the zone, but that dimension has not existed tonight.
No.
Below the zone hasn't existed for Taj Bradley. It's like a different pitcher. Two one. Yeah, you said it about the cutter, and you're dead on, Dan. That wasn't even his best one.
I was going to say, and I think you see the swing that Spencer took at that. I mean, that was a big, big swing. I think his eyes lit up, but just enough off of it that it missed the barrel.
2-2. That's below the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And it's a back-to-back cutter too, and I'm sure Caratini is like, man, I'm not sure what I got to go to, but the one that I trust the most is that cutter.
3-2. Caratini's like, have I not suffered enough damage tonight? Have I not given you everything? Do I need these foul balls?
And he got all that gear on. You can imagine how much he's sweating back there too, with the humidity where it is.
Dingler will run again. 3-2 is popped up. Foul ground. First base side. Royce Lewis. Caratini. It's Caratini making the catch to retire the side, but the Tigers will take one. Thank you very much. Sac fly from Riley Green gets McGonigal home, and the lead swings back. Nelly comes to Comerica Park Friday, June 19th. The Sounds of Summer post-game concert presented by Rocket. Limited VIP field passes remain, or your game ticket allows you to watch from your seat. Learn more at tigers.com/sounds of summer. The summer is going to be here soon, and then it's going to be gone. So you might as well maximize your time outdoors. I know tonight isn't exactly the meteorological day to say maximize your time outside, but I got to tell you, this is 1,000 times better than that series in April in Minnesota. That was the land of 10,000 frozen lakes.
That's not even close.
No.
I mean, as hot as it is, I mean, this is, well, you know how much I like the heat anyway. This is baseball.
The Tigers have this 3-series homestand coming up during the next homestand. The Yankees will be in, the Astros will be in, and the White Sox will be in. You have 10 games at home. If you perform reasonably well for the next 9 and you win 3 series, 2 of the 3 series, whatever it might be, the Tigers could have a chance during that next homestand as summer really starts to reign supreme to make some hay in a diluted American League. Our Bet365 upcoming schedule It's from the 19th of June all the way to the end of the month that the Tigers will be home. Troy Melton's so excited, he just threw a pitch to St. Clair Shores.
I mean, both pitchers have threw some of those pretty wild there that you don't necessarily see. But that's why I think the Tigers' attitude has been so good after that miserable start.
Chopper to McGonigal, playing short but third officially. So 1 away. Our Comerica Bank game summary. The story so far is left field. Left, 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 right, left. No need for right. We're marching in time, but we're only going to one side of the field. If you're sitting in right, we hereby apologize. Every run so far has ended up on the left side of the field. Every ball in this inning has ended up on the left side of the field. And we're going to have left for Figer Law right now.
At Figer Law, every case is personal to us, and we won't stop until we bring home the win. Figer Law, all we do is win.
Do you feel left out if you're in right?
No, just keep hitting it to left. That's just fine. Kevin McGonigal made a nice little play right there. It didn't just look like a routine grounder, but that ball came up on him right at that last hop, and he stayed with it nicely.
Oh, the Caratini ball?
Yeah. No, on Royce Lewis. Or McKinstry, I'm sorry.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we were on the same page.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about, stayed with it, but McKinstry, made a nice one on that little hop. He stayed back, and it just kind of jumped on him.
That's a base hit for Keyshaw. Well, Johnny Kane told us during Rain Delay Questions that his karaoke song would be Mac the Knife. That would be the perfect karaoke song for the left side of the Tigers infield tonight. You have McKinstry and McGonigal at short and third.
And the Knife
would be their bats.
Okay. We're just trying to follow along.
Just like you think I've thought this through. Sometimes I just say stuff.
Yeah, but your mind works quick. That's why I just.
You're going to go to Buffalo with Bernie Parmalee? It's ball one to Tristan Gray.
I even understand that.
It's for a good cause. Keyshaw at first, 2 out. Gray came up in a turning point spot in this game in the second inning. The bases were loaded, and he struck out. He was one of back-to-back strikeouts by Troy Melton to strand him loaded.
Yeah, that definitely was a big point in this game, and Troy Melton just, when he had to make pitches, he reached back and made them. But we were talking about the upcoming schedule, and the Tigers' attitude just, I think, they've just always said, well, okay, yeah, we got all these home games. Boy, if we can win 9 out of 13 or whatever it is, 10 out of 13, but they don't. They still concentrate on just one game at a time.
Second base, Torres. That's all you can do, one game at a time and dig out of it. And the Tigers are starting to do just that. 3-2 Tigers after 3.5 on the Bet365 scoreboard.
The Tigers have already scored 3 or more runs in this game, so tomorrow visit a participating Arby's location and get a free small order of curly fries. I just pay attention to the way you do the reads, and I just try to duplicate them.
Don't beat
Small
yourself.
order of curly fries.
Oh, Cartoon Box is here. I thought Cartoon Box might have gone for a constitutional, or may have been struck by the lightning. Okay, now, all right, now Cartoon Box is being excessive. But thank you for listening to the reads, Dan. Really appreciate it. Oh boy, how many of those?
What is this,
4 of them?
It's a splitter again.
It's not okay, Cartoon Box. All right, buddy. Yeah, this pitch by Yee. Okay, this was guy.
Whoa.
All right, this one's going to be in. That one's, you know, ish. That was up too. High cutter. That's a lot of up there.
Wow.
Wow.
That up and into a right-hander, down and away. My goodness.
2-2. Again. That's a curveball that's high.
And it's like you got to make an adjustment at some point.
Ball 4.
Boy, that's what, the third inning in a row the Tigers have had their leadoff batter on base. Riley Green hit a home run, but then Spencer Torkelson followed with a base hit. Last inning, Kevin McGonigal walked to start it up, and then another walk.
Look, we should have known. We should have known, Dan. We should have known this was coming, you know? We should have seen it coming because our pitching matchup tonight was Melton Bradley.
Melton Bradley.
And we should have known that Chutes and Ladders was going to happen.
A lot of games are going to be played.
Yeah. Should have seen it coming. 0-1 to Veerling. And we get a challenge from Caratini.
The catcher is challenging a ball call.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Caratini takes a look. We all do as well. It is a strike and a solid one.
The pitch is a strike.
Twins are a heavy challenge team, especially from their defense. This is by the fielding team. 90 ABS challenges. That's 5th in the league. The Marlins are challenge fiends.
And they started that way. That was the same way back in April. They were challenging left and right.
Golf shot right field. Veerling just foul. That was close to a magic wand shot.
It's twice now that Matt Veerling has gone the other way. Hit that ball really good to Cody Clemens. Flew out just short of the wall and right, and almost, see that slicing off of his bat just to go just foul.
Two strikes. This has been a scuffle for Bradley tonight. He's given up at least a couple of base runners in most innings. That's fouled away. He gave up the home run in the first, a home run in the second, then a walk and a single in that second, a walk and a single to start the third, now a walk to open the fourth.
Yes, his pitch count is up to 73 also, but just the amount of duress and the stress that each and one of these pitches has been because he's had so much traffic on the bases. It's not like he's cruised through any inning. It's constantly out of the stretch and having to make a really good pitch, constantly bearing down.
Yeah, there's been no open road for Taj Bradley all night long. 1-2, pump to center field. That's Buxton territory. He makes the catch, and we get a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealer.
Now during employee pricing for everyone, get $10,002 in savings on the 2026 F-150 XLT 4x4. See your Southeast Michigan Ford dealer today.
The Tigers will run into the pocket of the schedule that Cleveland's in right now, but they're seeing the Yankees a bunch, and Cleveland did lose tonight 3-2. The Yankees just finished off Cleveland. Camilo Doval got the win for the 40th win for the Yankees this year. But if the Tigers were to win this game tonight, they'd be 8 back in the division on June the 9th. You'd be somewhere in the 5 range of the wild card if you win this game tonight. The one thing about this American League It's a ground ball, first base side, ringing off of Lewis, kicking into the middle infield, and the Tigers have another hit. McKinstry sears a ground ball, and 2 on with 1 out.
That goes to that cutter again. Royce Lewis, who doesn't play a lot of first base, has been shifted over to first base. Just glances right off of his glove. Looks like he's getting up a little uncomfortable too. Zach McKinstry is just, he's at that point where, you know, struggling to throw strikes to him, and he just sat around and waiting for a good pitch to hit. Didn't sneak into right field, but still ended up getting that base hit.
Big leads on the bases. There's a strike. I was just going to say, in this American League, you almost, the record matters less than the games back right now, because this is an American League that is struggling to reach the penthouse by and large. So, you know, if you're, I was talking about it in the context of the Mariners the other day with Brock Heward, my former college football partner. If they're up 7 games at the trade deadline and they're right around 500, but the AL West is down, do you try and load up that team? You know, if you're the Tigers and you're catching flies around 500, you know, at the deadline, but you're 2 back, you're not, 500 matters less than how much back you are, especially if you've played well enough to get there. This is a wicked shot for Caratini, and the Tigers get Keith to third and McKinstry to second.
Just a curveball that just stays down. Caratini got in front of this, but it just stayed down and went right through the 5-hole. Polke just hesitated just to make sure that it got away from Caratini before he took off. Once he saw it squirt by him, Tigers in business again, second and third.
Strike 3 called. Torres is out, 2 down.
Wow, I mean, just when you're spraying the ball all over and you don't know where it's going, reaches back and makes a, I mean, that's an absolutely perfect pitch to Gleyber Torres. I think Gleyber may have thought for a moment just to challenge that, but it looked like it did catch the outside corner.
First pitch swing is laced right at shortstop, and Tristan Gray. Tigers leave 2 and don't score for the first time tonight.
Big
It's Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. Great that we were able to get this game in, because I'm so excited to honor 2 very special guests today. We have Private First Class James McLuhan joining us and Sergeant Major Terry Richardson. Both of them are Medal of Honor recipients. And to let you know how rare it is to have 2 in the same place, there are only 63 Medal of Honor recipients still living. These 2 are both from Michigan, and we are absolutely thrilled to have them joining us here today. Let's start with you, Terry. How exciting is this whole entire event, and for you to be honored at a Tigers game, which I understand you are a Tigers fan?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I've been a Tiger fan, Piston fan, Wings fan my whole life. And I knew this was going to be a special night. Michigan fans, they appreciate, get behind everything, and it's an honor to be here. It really is.
And James, how about you?
What about me? Yeah.
What do you enjoy about being here tonight?
Well, first of all, I'm getting to see some professional ball players and some great ball players. Also, there's all kinds of fans here that are military, they're veterans, they're active military, and they're being honored too. So I feel great about being able to be honored with those that I fought next to.
So we hear the Medal of Honor, how rare it is, how high of an honor, in fact, the highest honor to receive. To the 2 of you, what did it mean to receive that medal? Why don't you go first, Terry?
It brought back a lot of memories to me, for me. A lot of good things. I think the biggest thing for me is all the people that I've met since that day has happened, and I am amazed how many people they put God or country and family is first and foremost in their mind. We've got a lot of great people in our country, and I'm proud to be one of them, and I'm proud to be here too.
And how about you, Terry?
Well, first of all, I'm not a PFC. I'm not a private first class. I was when I did the action, but I'm a specialist 5, equivalent to a sergeant. And actually, this medal doesn't just belong to me. It belongs to 89 men that were in my unit, and we fought against 2,700 enemy soldiers. And I also wear this for the individual that does something just as brave as any Medal of Honor recipient, but you need 2 eyewitness letters or 2 eyewitness people to be nominated for this medal. There was nobody that saw them do it. So it's really the action and not the medal, and I'm not belittling the medal at all. They did an action that should have received them the Medal of Honor too. So Terry and I wear it for those that have done on-scene action that is as brave as any American can do.
We appreciate the 2 of you, your service to our country, you being here today, and of course, being Tigers fans. So thank you so much to the both of you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us here. We appreciate it.
I really appreciate being here. Thank you much.
Thank you. Jason.
Gentlemen, thank you for your service as well. 4-3 Minnesota. Lee and Clemens back-to-back home runs, Dan. That is 4 solo homers for Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, I think they heard your description of everything going out to left, and they said, well, we're going to put a little change to that. And just on a slider, on the one to Brooks Lee, who has had good swings tonight. He hit one out to center field back in the first inning, a base hit, now the home run. Then Cody Clemens just jumping on a fastball. And the ball is flying.
It's also being hit pretty well at the same time. But to your point, at Target Field, we saw the very opposite. The ball was running into a wall of cold. And now tonight, Lee and Clemens and Bell and Buxton, the top 4 in the card, all have solo home runs.
It's just, when those balls were up in the air, it just, Kerry Carpenter was just sizing them up, and you weren't quite sure, and just enough.
Tyler Holt starting in the Tigers bullpen. That's ball 3 to Bell on a slider, 3-2 with 1 out in the 5th. Ball 4 challenge coming from Dylan Dingler.
Challenge in the ball call.
Bell is fleeing the scene. It's the one-hand challenge from Dylan. He has been phenomenal at this. It's Figer Law that says strike 3. ABS challenge goes the way of Dylan Dingler. Challenge beast.
I thought Josh Bell was just going back to the dugout, like he was looking for a breaking ball, and he got caught by surprise on that fastball. And said, lo and behold, he was going down to first base like it was ball 4. Doink.
Ball. Challenge. Baseball in hand.
Yeah, how good was he on Sunday?
Dingler.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. Successful.
That is off. It's 2-0. And big spots, too, for Dylan Dingler on Sunday.
And the one that he missed on, it was borderline, and it ended up turning into a run. So, you were saying, gosh, you have to challenge there just to make sure. And sure enough, it did. It was Julio Rodriguez came around to score a run.
(3-0). That's a strike. 3-1 to Trevor Larnach, who was plunked in the second, flied out in the third. His 3rd trip to the plate. 3-1. That lands. Twins have gone back-to-back with home runs for just the second time this season, even though they do have 76 home runs, which is now in the top half of Major League Baseball. They've only gone back-to-back twice. 3-2. Wave and a miss on a slider. Minnesota takes the lead, but Dylan Dingler and the 3-4-5 section of the order coming up to try and wrestle it right back.
Bonus bets.
Time for the Bet365 odds update. Dylan Dingler at 2.5 hits. He already has a pair of them, a home run to left and a single to center. He's been on Taj Bradley, who has been through the ringer through 4 innings tonight.
Yeah, and I just want to tell the way I was brought up with, and the way Sparky Anderson treated us starting pitchers, that you were allowed to get through 2 jams. I mean, you could pitch your way out of 2 jams, but you were generally not going to get through the 3rd one. So if the Tigers can put some pressure on them, and Taj Bradley has really had to throw a lot of stressful innings. The Tigers scored the first 3, but he had to continue to really make pitches and work hard.
Dylan has that 3rd hit. The question is, where will he end up? On his way to second, and he'll stop there. It's his 4th 3-hit game of the year, and the Tigers have the tying run at second.
And that's the 4th inning now where they've had the leadoff hitter on in a row. And it's just, you can't continue to just pitch out of these jams in such stressful pitches, pitch after pitch after pitch. And Dylan Dingler gets the Tigers off to a great start here. Now it's just continuous pressure, and if it holds true, it's going to be very difficult for him to get out of what I would say his 3rd jam.
Kerry Carpenter saw a ton of high fastballs. That's a high curveball. Dylan Dingler, Dan, entering tonight, according to our friends at Fangraphs, was #1 in catcher WAR in Major League Baseball by about half a point of WAR. He's 3 for 3 tonight at the plate. He could be a 3-win player by the end of the night. Kerry Carpenter crushes that baseball. It is gone, and the Tigers lead again. You must be this tall to ride this game tonight.
So hard to navigate the top of the order, and then when you get to the 3 and 4 hitters, Dylan Dingler smokes one to left center. Taj Bradley again having to go to the cutter, his most reliable pitch. Kerry Carpenter's waiting for it and hammers it into the seats in right field.
So this is the 3rd jam, you could almost say 4th. He has not had that splitter all night, and when you have one of your weapons that you just can't load and fire, it is a thoroughly uncomfortable position to be in.
And I don't know if it's just the amount of sweat, but the ball just is slipping out of his hand, that splitter. And there was action out in the Twins bullpen as this inning started, or when Dylan Dingler got.
It's Eric Orsi.
Just, you know, they're knowing that that pitch count is getting up, and it's taken a lot out of them.
You know, you see it 2 ways, right? You're just off an off day, but you've also exhausted your off day. So now you have a stretch of games to deal with, and you don't want to get behind the 8 ball. That ball to center field. Buxton just squared up on it at the last moment. That curled on him, and there's out #1, but barely.
Boy, that's just sheer athleticism right there, because you're right. He got tangled up out there, didn't panic, and just somehow just spun around and able to make a fine catch. Look at him dancing around and tiptoeing around. That's like a safety or a defensive back. That receiver coming after him and karaokeing like that, being able to turn and move.
That is a great comparison. The hip ability from Byron Buxton gets them out #1, but the Twins are first to the pen tonight in a wild and woolly series opener. The Tigers have home run #7 in the game combined. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family-owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows, and by your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers. Metro Detroit GMC dealers, Wallside Windows, everybody happy to be part of Military Appreciation Day here at Comerica Park. We chatted with our 2 Medal of Honor recipients, Daniela Bruce with a marvelous interview downstairs, and we thank you one and all, wherever you might be, for your service and your sacrifice for our country. Eric Orsi is the new pitcher for Minnesota. He'll face Torque, and there's a dancing curveball for strike 2. Orsi is on after 4 1/3. A rugged ball from Taj Bradley, and our Wallside Windows pitching change is Orsi.
Yeah, Orsi last pitched on Saturday, called upon to pick up the save, and all he did was pick up the loss. And that split finger right there, that's the pitch that he throws most often, followed up by the 4-seam fastball. But he started Torque off here with the 2 most least used pitches, the slider and the curveball.
Figure the splitter's coming. It's a fastball. It's strike 3, and they're 2 away.
Well, he threw that one pretty good. 4-seam usually just averages a tick over 92, and that was 95 with that little extra hop on it. You know, you just know that Derek Shelton made that move. Dylan Dingler with a double hard hit, Kerry Carpenter with a home run, Riley Green with a hard hit ball. He just says, I can't leave you out there any longer to try to get through the 5th inning. Not sure you're going to make it, so he had to go to the bullpen there.
He was trying to finesse the inning.
He was, best he could, yeah.
But from Jump Street, it looked like that just wasn't ever going to get right. And Taj Bradley gives up 5. It honestly could have been more, right?
Absolutely. Just all the base runners, and especially the leadoff runners on base for the Tigers. Just so much stress, and which made it worse was just spraying the ball all around too.
You know, Minnesota has another off day on the 17th and then one more on the 25th. So they have an off day a week at this point. But you're starting a stretch of about a week without one, and you don't blame Derek Shelton for trying to keep his bullpen ship shape out of an off day, because he's got what is very likely a bullpen day tomorrow. I mean, part of the reason Bradley had to stay in as long as he did is they haven't announced an official starter for tomorrow because it depends on tonight, as Cartoon Box thought that was challengeable.
Yeah, because they've got 9 listed in the bullpen.
Three and 2 on the ground, foul, first base side. We figured it might be Mike Paredes who would start tomorrow, but again, that depends on how long tonight goes.
Exactly. They'll announce that, just you don't know who you're going to use tonight, in what situation, if you have a chance to win.
Fly ball center field. Buxton is back into the alley, and Colt Keith has tested right center and left center and come up short so far. But Kerry Carpenter did not. A 2-run shot to right, scoring Dylan Dingler, and they together give the Tigers the lead back.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Memberships for the 2026 season are still available. You can become a 1901 Society member and unlock the best perks like price, location, exclusive member events, and more. Visit tigers.com/2026 to start your membership journey. Brennan Hanafy is on for the first time in 8 days. He'll face Caratini, Lewis, and Keyshaw. It's our wall side windows pitching change, and Brennan trying to rebound after a tough one last Monday.
Yeah, and he's kind of flipped the script too. I mean, left-handers hitting just 100, 1 for 10, and right-handers on the other hand, 324, 12 for 37. It should be really kind of flipped. In the past, it's always been those numbers have flipped.
It's a glass half full situation, right? You want him to get lefties out, but you also want the reliability of knowing that the righty pocket is the one that he can mow through.
And that's been usually where he's been called upon, is when you've gotten that right-handed pocket, which after Caratini, you've got a couple scheduled to be up.
2-0. Caratini couldn't fire. 2-1.
You know, talking to Emmanuel De Jesus before the game today, where he had such a great outing in Tampa after sitting a long time. And just talking to everybody, I'm sure, is a little bit different how they stay sharp. And they do. They try to get, the relievers try to get on the mound maybe every other day. They constantly play catch and throw flat grounds, but they try to get on the mound and maybe throw 10 to 12 pitches.
Torres at second, does glove it and throw it. One away, you were saying?
They try to throw 10 or 12 pitches just so they can get used to throwing to a catcher, trying to maybe make sure that their most important pitch is there, so Brennan Hanafy makes sure that his sinker is located. But they can't throw much more than that because they don't know if they're going to be in that night's game. So very tough for them to be able to make sure that they're sharp, but they do a lot of throwing, just not that in-game competition.
And then you get into the game and the adrenaline starts to flow, and I mean, you kind of have to manage that when you haven't been out there for a while, yeah? Ooh, tough play over there at third by Ramon Borrego. Kept it in front. Crawled on him a little bit.
Yeah, kind of off the heel a little bit.
0-2 is sky high. Back of second base. Glaber will leave it, and it drops. Oh, goodness. 2 bases for Lewis. Glaber was underneath it. Then he left it to Vierling, and Matt couldn't slide in and make the catch. Ooh, that is hopefully not a killer.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that are up in the air a long, long time. And I just think Matt Vierling was just, did he call it? He hasn't called it yet. Yeah, just thought Glaber was going to get there and just dropped in there. Yeah, they're just going to have to go around the.
Oh, man, it hits Keyshaw. 2 on, 1 out suddenly for Minnesota. Boy, oh boy. That come back and get Dingler too on the ricochet. Dillon's feeling it. And Hanafy is done. Here's where it went. Keyshaw to Dingler. 2 on for Minnesota out of nowhere.
New Cologuard.
2 on, 1 out. Drew Anderson answers the phone. Our wall side windows pitching change. He'll face 9-1 and then maybe 2 in this 6th inning. Peaches.
Yeah, and that's I think why AJ wants him. Your team just took a lead, and Drew's been very reliable coming out of that bullpen, and you get that top of the order coming up, right-hander and possibly a switch hitter left-hander. So calls upon Drew Anderson to try to weasel his way out of here. Had a big 8th inning on Sunday just to keep the game right where it was before turning it over to Will Vest in that comeback win by the Tigers.
There's ball 1 to Tristan Gray. So you have a lefty here, but then you have the very fearsome Byron Buxton next. He is our CNL Ward on deck hitter for Minnesota.
Yeah, kick change has really been good to the left-handers.
1-0 is one of those change-ups. 1 ball, 1 strike for Gray. 4 homers this year, Tristan Gray does. It's a career high, 4 home runs. He's not a massive power threat normally. He also strikes out 4 times more than he walks for his major league career. It's 1-2 to Gray, who struck out in the second on a ball below the zone. We get a challenge, or do we not?
I think Dylan got something in his eye.
Oh, so that they're going to say it is 1-2, so just a timeout for Dylan Dingler. The way the plate umpire Barksdale walked in front of the plate, that was the challenge walk.
Looked like it, yeah.
Dylan's all right. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Now after that fastball, this is where he likes to throw the kick change down.
Yes, he does.
And he located that well. That's where he's been getting a lot of those swings and misses from the lefties. Just make sure, I tried to emphasize down, because he's been hurt by a little when he leaves those up.
In Chicago, certainly, that was the issue. 1-2 to Gray. Lewis at second, Keyshawn at first. That one's up on a curveball. It's 2-2. Reno's own Drew Anderson facing Gray, who steps out of the batter's box.
You just wonder if he'll go right back to that kick change again.
Shook once.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a decoy shake too.
2-2 was a fastball that was in the strike zone, and Gray fouls it away. And just Major League Baseball game number 88 for Tristan Gray. 4 Major League seasons, 4 separate teams: Tampa Bay, Minnesota, the Athletics before they moved from Oakland, and then Miami.
Well, that last swing at that fastball sure looked like he was looking for a kick change. Was late on it.
2-2 curveball, back to the curve that sailed high the previous time he threw it. We have seen so far tonight 7 combined home runs. Minnesota has 4 runs, all on solo homers, as Anderson will throw an 8th pitch to Gray.
I was just thinking, are we in Las Vegas? That crazy game that they had yesterday out there with 11 home runs.
2-2 is low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It is not every day you score 14 and lose, but that's what happened to Ath yesterday. Buxton looms on deck. 3-2, busted him a changeup. It went careening inside, and Gray didn't have it.
2 in a row. You just knew that he was going to go back to all reliable. But that one acted almost like a little bit of a slider, goes straight down, but kind of into the left-handed hitting Gray. A lot of times that ball will go down and away, so that was well located. I think took Gray by surprise.
Spin, throw to second. Lewis is back.
He's been bouncing off of there, and I think they finally just said, all right, stop to that.
Stop your bouncing. Buxton checks his swing on a curveball low. That's a good idea.
He's been throwing more and more of those curveballs to right-handers. That changeup, the kick change, has not quite been the same to right-handers as it's had been to the lefties.
That's a great one.
That's a really good one. You throw them like that, you'll get both sides out. That's almost the same one. Goes straight down that he got Tristan Gray from. That's not that one that's kind of that tailing action down and in on the right-hander.
That's splitter-like.
Yes, that's when you know it's really good, is when it acts like that. It's that one that stays up and kind of dives into the right-hander that's been doing some damage.
High fastball. With him off of the fastball, all he can do is foul it away. It's 1-2 for Buxton.
And I don't know how they catch up to that 96-mile-an-hour fastball off of that changeup.
Execution is paramount here. 1-2. Buxton swings through it. You said it. Throw it again. Nobody's hitting that.
And exactly, if you're going to locate him like that, nobody's going to hit that. Starts him off with that changeup, then a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, right back to the kick change. Nobody's going to hit that when it's located and moving like that.
I can't.
6 combined solo homers. Twins have 4 solo home runs. The Major League season high is 5. We've already seen more solo home runs as anybody's hit in Major League Baseball this year. But how about the all runs via solo homer in a game? 4 is the high in the league this year. 7 solo homers by the Angels against Oakland in 2022. 7, but the funniest thing about that is one of the 7 was hit by their current manager, Kurt Suzuki. That was our call, Sam, best call, as that ends up back at the mound and Orsi deals it to first. Kurt Suzuki homered in that game for the Angels along with Joe Adell, who's currently on the team still. So one of his players and the manager, Shohei Ohtani, to nobody's surprise, had 2 of them. Jared Walsh, Mickey Moniak, and Taylor Ward.
I thought you were going to say that one of them was a inside the park home run.
That would be fitting.
Yeah. Now, you know those names, they're all around, right? Moniak is having a really good year.
Yeah.
Ohtani, of course. Taylor Ward, we just saw him in Baltimore. Suzuki is managing.
Managing, yep.
But the other names,
Joe Adell.
Yeah, it's all still playing,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Taylor Rogers getting loose in the Minnesota bullpen. That's a strike on McKinstry. The Angels are up 6-0 tonight on the Astros in the 2nd inning. Houston and the Tigers are kind of in the same boat-ish, right? I don't know that anybody really wants them to get back involved in the race because of the talent for both of the teams.
Yeah, and Jose Altuve just joined the Astros.
They're 31-37. Starting play today for Houston. That was good enough for 4.5 back of the Mariners, who did win in 10 innings. They stranded the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th for the Orioles. Pete Alonso on a 3-2 pitch, grounded out. As this to McKinstry is golfed foul. So the Orioles were 1 pitch away from winning tonight and throwing the Mariners down to 35-33. Instead, Seattle won. But the AL Central and the AL West are much more up for grabs than the records of the Tigers and Astros would suggest. 2-2. I'm not trying to tell you that 27-39 is good. I am not, because it is not. 12 under is not where you want to be. If you were in the National League, if you're the Tigers or Astros in the National League, your fortunes would be entirely different right now. The Giants are buried in the National League with just about the same record. 2-2. Foul. You get what I'm saying?
No, and we started talking about it earlier, just about the situation of that trade deadline gets upon you so quickly too. And July 31st, there's a lot of season left. It's not that you just say, you know what, we're 5 games under 500, we have no shot. I mean, you've got a great shot to be in. It's very difficult now.
Zach McKinstry pummels this ball right center field, alleyway, and down base of the wall. Let's see if he wants 3. Oh, yeah, he does. Z-Max got the motor going. Headlong and in. It's a triple. That's his first of the year somehow.
Yeah, how was that? But he's sitting there waiting for a fastball. He gets it, catches it out in front, and he wanted 3 all the way from where he's hitting over there. He kind of stutter-stepped when he got to second base. Not that he was slowing down, but he wanted to make sure he made a good turn. Kind of stutter-step right there to make sure he hit the bag right so he could just get a nice turn and go head first into third base.
He did. And the infield in, look out, Glaber. That hit Glaber Torres and then ricocheted and caught Caratini. That's the second one we've seen that's basically Keith Hernandez from Seinfeld. We've had 2 magic baseballs tonight.
Yeah, that bounces off, looks like Caratini's left bicep. And then Dylan Dingler took one right off his chest protector, right at the Nike mark.
Nobody's safe tonight.
Wow.
Goodness gracious. Duck. Twins go deeper into the bullpen with Rogers next. Left-hander Taylor Rogers on the hill. The lefty out of the University of Kentucky will face Kevin McGonigal. Our wall side windows pitching change for Minnesota. For his career, lefties give up 180 OPS points or so to right-handers. That's why he's in, to try to harness this game at 5-4.
Yeah, no surprise, trying to keep it right where it is, and Kevin McGonigal's been circled as one of those guys that you're going to bring a left on left, and Taylor Rogers has been scoreless in 14 of his last 17 games, but he's in a tight spot here.
Kevin McGonigal saw a first pitch that was up when he saw Rogers back in April, and it turned into a base hit. He threw him a breaking ball here. And the 0-1. Peter misses the corner, 1-1.
Lots of sweepers and sinkers to the lefties from Taylor Rogers. We'll mix in an occasional cutter.
Oh, there are the McGonigals in action. Second breaking ball in the sequence. He didn't even really think about swinging. No, the hands moved a little.
Second time facing a pitcher again. Knows how he went after him. See if he learned from that last time.
Look at that jig. We get an ABS challenge. Caratini just said maybe. He said maybe, maybe. It's really close, and he knows it. It is a strike. He didn't like the button he pushed. He didn't like that he challenged that as we watched him rifle through his brain.
And look at it. Look how close it was. But boy, you certainly want to. You take 2-2 and as opposed to 3-1. McGonigal wasn't sure either.
Kevin gave him the Elvis. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on a breaking ball. 2 down. Interesting sequence there, and boy, what a pivotal challenge by Caratini.
It was, and just went after him with a whole bunch of sweepers. Gets strike 1, comes back with a sinker just off the plate, and then the steady diet of sweepers. Big challenge from Caratini there, and then the high one just maybe caught the top of that strike zone on the last one. That's a big, big sweeper. Looks like it starts right behind Kevin and just keeps working its way back over the strike zone.
But now here is the payment for getting a left-on-left at bat. You get Dingler, who swings through a sweeper.
And that's exactly what, when you're putting that lineup together, AJ's thinking about. He's saying, you know what, I know Kevin McGonigal's going to be targeted by this guy right here. And now you're going to have that 3-batter rule, and you're going to have to face Dylan Dingler, who's 3 for 3 in this game.
Triple away from the cycle. 0-1 is grounded foul third base side. He's thrown him a couple of breaking balls, which Dylan Dingler has eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner this year.
And especially ones that are breaking in. There's those hangers from the right-handers that Dylan has been hammering. Just leave one of those sweepers up on the inner third.
High fly ball, deep left field. Dylan Dingler got it out of here. His second home run. 4 for 4 and an 8-4 lead. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, ain't gonna happen.
You keep throwing that sweeper, and it stays right on that inner part of the plate, and it's up. Just enough for him to be able to drop that. Look at him drop the barrel of the bat straight down to lift up and underneath that breaking ball. 4 RBIs on the night, 48 on the season. He's not an all-star. I don't know what is.
Yeah, he's got to start the all-star game. 8 combined home runs tonight. That's tied for the most all-time in a Tigers-Twins game. Tigers.com/vote is where you need to go, by the way, if you're in front of a device that can get you there. Tigers.com/vote. Dylan Dingler should start the All-Star game as a catcher. Nobody's close to him in wins above replacement, according to Fangraphs, one of the 2 that measures it in terms of catchers in Major League Baseball. Kerry Carpenter gets a left-on-left at bat and flies out to Buxton. A home run buffet on a Tuesday night at Comerica Park. Rain delay question started with a turkey leg. The real meal is the home runs.
Bridal.
Brooks Lee takes ball 1. He's got one of the homers tonight. Dylan Dingler has 2 of them, though. Vote Dingler. That's a campaign you can get behind. Most total bases this month in Major League Baseball. 28 of them for Dylan Dingler, who, by the way, Colin Connolly and the Tigers PR staff has been keeping track of this. Dylan Dingler's home runs tonight are yet again 2 two-strike home runs. He has 9 two-strike home runs this year. That's tied for the Major League lead with James Wood of the Washington Nationals. 9 two-strike home runs. Yeah, everybody should have a jersey like that. Why not? That's ball 4. That is on the list of things you need. Probably pretty low is a 4-pitch walk. Dylan Dingler is the most unassuming star, so he's not going to go out and campaign for your vote, right? He's never going to do that. But Dylan Dingler is an all-star in every sense of the word. Tigers.com/vote. It's a way to spend your late night tonight. Oh, his mask says All-Star. Look at that.
Mobil became an iconic brand by pioneering high-performance fuel and innovative rewards, earning the loyalty and trust of drivers for generations. At Mobil, history isn't just remembered, it's rewarded. And now new users can earn $10 in points with the Exxon Mobil Rewards Plus app. 5 on your first fuel purchase and 5 on your second. Legendary. Mobil.
Our wall-side windows pitching change is Tyler Holton on for Drew Anderson, who got a couple of strikeouts in a big spot in the 6th. Tyler Holton facing the Cody Clemens spot here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, Tyler Holton coming in to try to get left on left Cody Clemens and then flip Josh Bell around to the right side. Cody Clemens actually hitting for a higher average off of lefties. Does have a couple of home runs too.
He's hit everybody well this year, above average, left, right, the whole shebang.
He had 256 against lefties, 245 against righties.
Oh, 1. Lee at first. Just what we need. More assault on a catcher. It is full shrapnel tonight for Caratini and Dingler. MLB.com/vote. Throw them a couple votes for taking that one on the chin.
And Lance Barksdale is just giving them all kinds of time, too. Yeah, I know that feeling. He's saying just that ear, that tink off the top of that plastic helmet. See if Tyler tries to get him to chase on that sweeper off the plate.
On 0-2. He did. 1-2.
A little bit too far off.
One and two. Breaking ball, swatted foul. That thing was on the carousel, and Cody Clemens wasn't going to wait for it to come around like Alice's restaurant.
No, and that was one of those ones where, yep, you just make that little adjustment. The other previous one was way outside, and that one probably is not where you want. You want to make sure you get it off the plate.
Outside a sinker, 2-2. Seven pitchers already combined tonight. 2-2. Clemens hits it in the air, left field side. This will arch to the seats. Let's get a message from Rally House, Michigan, shall we?
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
This game is threatening to end tomorrow. We'll see if the Tigers can maintain some sanity here, up 8-4 in the 7th. That will do. Strike three, one away.
Tyler does not throw a whole lot of cutters to left-handers, but pulls it out of his bag of tricks. Cody Clemens is going to shake his head like, I can't believe I missed that one. But that's that one that sometimes surprises hitters. You don't see it. You think you're going to get sinker, sweeper, and you come up empty.
Strike to Bell. He's going to challenge.
The batter is challenging the strike call.
Let's see. ABS challenge says, ew.
Yeah.
Ball is overturned.
That one looked ugly from the start.
That's Barksdale said calls overturned. Sorry. It'll happen. 1-0. That was a late swing on a cutter.
Sure was.
Late.
That was one of those indecisive, like, well, you know, that's a sinker off the. Oh no, it's a cutter.
You don't have time for two thoughts. 1-1. It's ball two. 2-1 for Bell, who was a home run derby participant back in 2019 when they held it in Cleveland, just down the road. He hit 37 homers that year.
We just love to see a ground ball somehow from Tyler Holt.
Got a pop-up foul, 2-2.
Switch him around from the left side to the right side in this at-bat.
Bell for the year has hit righties a little bit better. It has not been his typical season, though. 2-2. On the ground and through. It had eyes. It was the ground ball you were looking for, but it stings the 5.5 hole, and Lee gets to second base.
That would have just been perfect if it's hit right at somebody. Just a cutter that stays up just enough, where he's able to hit it harder. If that's down maybe a little bit, turns into a ground ball right at somebody.
Going to pinch hit Austin Martin here for Larnach. So Martin will come on. He has worn out left-handers this year. His weighted runs created plus 145 against left-handed pitchers. Kyle Finnegan is loosening for the Tigers, but this is Holton's third batter. So like the situation in the bottom of the 6th, where the Tigers got the at-bat they wanted for Dylan Dingler, the Twins have the Tigers boxed in this one spot where the right-hander versus the lefty Holt.
Yeah, and Austin Martin was one of those guys that, man, he got off to such a tremendous start. He was over 300 back in the middle of May 18th, as a matter of fact. But since that time, he's hit just 141 over the last 19 games.
See what he's done against left-handers this year. He takes a ball. That's a strike on a cutter to Martin, who was the 5th overall pick of Toronto back in 2020.
Good cutter. Good location from Tyler.
Even better location that time, and he was totally at sea.
Isn't that just tied up? I mean, the first cutter right on the outside part of the plate gets you leaning out over the plate, then that one just busting in on your hands.
Too far in. It's another hit batter. That's the 3rd Twins plunking tonight by 3 separate pitchers. And the bases are loaded. And here comes A.J. Hinch again. It's going to have to be Kyle Finnegan to get out the bucket and mop for aisle 7. Bases loaded, 1 down. Finnegan against Caratini when we come back.
Nope.
Wall side windows pitching change. Kyle Finnegan has been tremendous to his teammates this year. 18 inherited runners, 1 has come home. 2.12 ERA. The walk rate is taller than normal for Finnegan, and he has been thrust into a spot where it's got to be in the strike zone.
And I was thinking right along with you, just looking at that this morning, he's only had 1 walk in his last 5 outings. He's cleaned that up a little bit. He last pitched on Sunday also. Caratini has hit into 4 double plays.
He is as good of a candidate for a ground ball as anybody in this lineup. 45% is the biggest number for any Twin starting tonight. Finnegan's got that splitter, and he shakes him down with a first pitch. That's in there for a strike. Career versus the splitter, 265 slug for Caratini, and he swings and misses about 1/3 of the time. The defense has to be ready, though, for light contact. There's an out at every base. Oh, 1. Fouled away, 0-2. Finnegan's come right at him.
And look at there, just right out of the chute, knows that I got to make good quality pitches. I don't want the Twins to get right back in this game, but I got the bases loaded. I can't afford to get behind, and he comes right after him with 2 really good 4-seam fastballs.
Swing and a miss, a slider. Avoided the bat beautifully. 2 down, and here comes Royce Lewis, who's been a nightmare with the bases loaded.
Yeah, that I was going to say that came up as a slider. That's that split finger. He doesn't throw that slider to lefties. He throws it to right-handers. You see him just kind of turn that split finger over, and it goes down and away from the left-handed hitting Caratini.
Royce Lewis's first major league home run was a grand slam. It was May the 13th, 2022 against the rubber-armed right-hander Brian Shaw of Cleveland. He has 6.
That last pitch from Kyle Finnegan's the one, that really good slider down and away.
That's a strike on a splitter, 1-1.
See the difference in the 2, the one going down and away from Royce Lewis, that split finger kind of coming in on him. 2 different directions, one going away, one coming in.
In the air left field, Green is back at the track. He's got it.
Just enough off the end of the bat to keep it. in the ballpark. Coming up is the Figer Law 7th inning stretch.
Detroit. So guys, just smile and say, switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes and get an iPhone 17 on that.
Switch to T-Mobile 15 minutes and
What they're trying to say is you can switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. No trade-in needed.
Why can't we just say cheese?
Okay, cheese.
Plus,
It's one of those games you look at like a picture, right? You look at it from a distance, you see one thing. You look at it close up, you see another thing. The good news is it's 8-4 Tigers. If this ends in a win, no matter what, no matter how much it feels like a traffic circle that won't end, you're gonna take it and you're gonna leave and you're gonna be happy with a long night of baseball that goes your way. Royce Lewis just barely missed a grand slam to end the top of the 7th.
He did, right off the end of the bat. You're right. This is one of those ones where after the game, everybody's going to look around because this is going to be a team effort, and A.J. Hinch is just having to pull all kinds of levers, managing this like it's a playoff game, and every game is going to be like that going forward to get back into this thing.
Yeah, when you're 27-39, and they know that, right? That's even part of the conversation with the rehabbing starters, right? Guys like Casey Mize and Justin Verlander and Tarek Skubal. You have to be certain that those guys are ready to jump back in the rotation because you're taking somebody off the active roster and sending them down to AAA, putting them through waivers, whatever it might be. And you need their level best right now because the Tigers really can't afford to lose series at this moment.
I think that's such a great point, too, because Casey Mize came back not too early, but, you know, thought that it was the right time, and then he went right back with the same injury. They want to make sure that that doesn't happen again. That's why he's throwing in a rehab start tonight to make sure that when he comes back, he stays healthy. And then that man right there, Tarek Skubal, with the, cutting edge nano needle surgery, not a whole lot of those happening.
There's ball 4. Riley Green is on to lead off the home 7th. And we get a challenge from Caratini. And it is still a ball. Ooh, says Caratini. It's a leadoff walk for Riley Green. And now this. Our next giveaway of the season is Saturday, June 20th. Be one of the first through the gates and receive a Detroit Stars-inspired windbreaker. Presented by Comerica Bank. Visit tigers.com/giveaways to learn more. Justin Lawrence was warming for Minnesota. If you like mid-inning pitching changes, you've come to the right place. We have more than anybody can handle. 8-4 Tigers. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Figer Law. All we do is win. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by North Bloomfield Properties. Let them manage your rental home so you can enjoy your weekends again. It's almost the weekend because this Tuesday game has lasted 4 days. Enjoy your Saturday. Justin Lawrence is on. He was born in Panama. He moved to Jacksonville. It's our Wallside Windows pitching change. This game feels like it was born in Panama and moved to Jacksonville. It's 152% humid tonight. We've seen more home runs than we ever expected to in a single game, and the Tigers lead 8-4 on the back of 2 home runs from Dylan Dingler. You're caught up.
Just the way we like it, too.
Yes, weird. Weird is good in baseball, especially when the Tigers are up. There's the defense. 1-0. Sinker comes riding in on Torque like it was following him. 2-0 from the former Pirate Lawrence.
Pitched well since he's been over here as a Twin. 3 appearances, not given up a run yet. That sweeper, hasn't thrown it yet, but that's been his best pitch.
2-1 to Torque on that sinker.
The sweeper, opponent's hitting just 132, and it's definitely the pitch that he goes to when he needs a strikeout.
It's way outside. Crossfire on a sinker. 3-1 to Torque. No, sir. Tigers have 6 straight innings with at least 1 runner in scoring position. This whole game's been in scoring position.
And another leadoff walk or leadoff runner on base for the Tigers also. But it's not what Derek Shelton's looking for. Riley Green just leaving Rogers in there, so the lefty faces Riley Green. Then you make a move from first out of the chute, another walk.
Now you got Colt Keith, who's hit 2 baseballs very solidly.
He has.
A pull side ball. It's a called strike.
I'm going to say, just wait for one of those sweepers that on that inner part of the plate, just like that last one. Open up a little bit and pull it. He's been hitting them to the big part of the field.
Long hold all the way down to 1, and he put him in the deep freeze. 0-2. Green at second, Torkelson at first. Strike 3. We're going to get a pinch hit opportunity here, and we'll tell you who after this message from Figer Law.
If you've been injured in a trucking accident, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
Wenzel Perez will bat for Matt Vierling. Wild night at the ballpark. I'd ask a question like, what haven't we seen? But I don't know that we want to tempt the baseball gods with that.
Let's see, what would, I don't know what.
I don't even.
Okay, well,
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what they can drum up. First one to Wenzel, and he takes. He did not go. You heard Lance Barksdale say, Ryan, did he go? It's Ryan Wills, the third base umpire. Ooh, a pivot to second base. A little hitch in his get along. Riley and Keyshaw are like, do we have to?
What?
I'm not. I promise.
Right.
1-0. Swatted foul left side, ball and a strike on Perez.
Well, you could see why Lawrence would be so tough with the way that sinker. I mean, it's diving, and then that sweeper, just that kind of left-right action. A lot of movement.
In the air for left. This is Clemens, who's moved over from right. He makes the catch there at 2 away. His arsenal is basically the old Yogi Berra line. When you see a fork in the road, take it.
Yeah, which one am I going to get? The one comes at me or the one that goes away from me? I hope you guess right.
Yeah, just flip a coin. Here's McKinstry, who's been on base 3 times, including his first triple of the year. After 11 of them last year, Ryan Wills said no.
that's kind of what you're getting here with a lot of those check swings. Tiger hitters are not sure which direction it's going to go in. Wenzel had the check swing. You see Zach McKinstry with the check swing.
And that thing, it goes the same direction as the previous one. But you're basically left with playing offense like Javier Bardem and No Country for Old Men. You just flip a coin.
Now
Hope it comes up right.
Now I'm thinking, well, if you're Zach McKinstry, you think he's going to get a sinker, right?
You'd imagine so.
I think. Yep.
Yeah, not low on fastball away, not hittable at all. 3-0 on McKinstry. The Twins are in something of dire straits. They got a bullpen day tomorrow, so they got to have somebody left over. I mean, I know if you're in St. Paul and you're available, it is hub to hub from Minneapolis to TTW, but that doesn't make it right. Derek Shelton can only ride the wave. 3-1. That's ball 4. Well, evidently, the St. Paul Saints are close range here. They're in Toledo, so it's a car ride. It's a car. We don't have to go hub to hub.
Well, and you're right though. If this game gets out of hand, I mean, where they use a lot of arms, and then they use a lot of arms in tomorrow's game, what do they got left for Thursday?
Yeah, then what? Ball 1. The Tigers are missing Joe Ryan in this series.
Yeah.
It's scheduled to be Zebby Matthews, who throws in the Thursday day game before the Tigers will hit the road for Cleveland. Gleyber was like, I have no interest in whatever that is. I am out. Walked out of the batter's box like Homer Simpson into the shrubbery.
If Gleyber can get one of those, this one's moving away from him though, that's when he shoots him into right. But then you kind of lean out over there, and then you got to worry about that sinker coming in on your knuckles.
Did he? Oh, he did.
Yeah.
That's Will Little with the call.
Another check swing.
Yep. One and two. On the ground towards shortstop and through past Gray. 2 runs are in, and the Tigers have 10 tonight at the very least. Little croquet Johnny from Gleyber Torres.
Just get able to hook that sweeper out over the plate, just gets the barrel around it. Perfectly placed, but it looked like Brooks Lee got right in the way here, diving after it, and Tristan Gray kind of blocked his vision a little bit, and it ends up going right through his legs. The dive, I can't see the ball all the way, it misses my glove right through the wickets and into left field.
10-4. Gleyber gets a base hit out of it. First one. Winds in there, a strike. Ball and a strike on McGonigal. Lawrence is battling his own command. 2 walks for him in the inning. The inning started with a walk from Rogers. 1-1. Kevin sends it flying foul left side, 1-2. You know, Kevin likely will not have a chance. Oh, look at that. That's why you stay. Oh, McGonigal, sure, that's perfect. That's why you stay at the game. So you can get a ball from maybe your favorite player. if he had a chance at a second straight walk-off, he would be the first Tigers rookie with back-to-back walk-offs. Here's how it went. The race was on, and the little one got there first.
I'm just thinking, boy, is that one of those ones where you just somehow get a Kevin McGonigal signature on that baseball?
He'd do it. You can't contain that smile.
Look at that. Good changeup grip. See that?
I knew you were going to say. 2-2 is a swing and a miss. Strike three. We have a Metro Detroit Ram Dealers Midi Award already. Could it be the first and best scavenger hunt for a baseball this month? Happiest kid, very likely.
So I hammer the.
It's 10-4. The Tigers are in the lead. Don't wake him. 10-4 Tigers. We're in the 8th inning. Kyle Finnegan throws ball 1. Well, we've had a major impact on the populace again tonight, Dan.
Well, I was going to say, you never know when Kevin McGonigal's going to be hitting a foul ball, so heads up. Got to pay attention.
2-0 from Finnegan. Daniela has tracked down the youngster who got that foul ball. Daniela?
This was like a half wild Bruce chase because it happened right near the camera well, so I was able to get Luke to come over to me with the ball. Luke, have you been here the entire rain delay and everything? Yeah, you have? So you stayed up really late for this one. How excited were you to catch that ball?
Good. I was really excited.
You were really excited. What are you going to do with it?
Put it in like a collection.
You have a collection?
I play baseball and I'm going to put it in there.
Okay, so you play baseball. What position?
Like they change every time.
Okay, so which one's your favorite?
The outfield.
Oh, you like the outfield. I appreciate that. Hold that ball up for everybody to see again. Hold it this way. There you go. That's awesome, Luke. Are you tired at all? No, you're adrenaline rush now. You're going to stay up for the rest of the night. Well, you have fun, okay? We appreciate it. Can I get it? Go Tigers?
Go Tigers.
There we go.
Oh, that's awesome. That is a happy young man. Congrats to Luke. He's going to put it in his collection of the rest of his baseballs from his baseball career. It's great.
He's not tired. I mean,
no.
He's fired up after getting a ball. I mean, adrenaline's going, and heck no, I'm not tired.
He went a long way to talk to Bruce, by the way. He went on the wild Bruce chase.
This is a half a wild Bruce chase.
Yeah. No, it's a full one,
Hey.
but it was him.
You should have seen me trying to get his attention. It was pretty comical. I was like jumping up and down, getting other people to get him. It was kind of a reverse wild Bruce chase.
Yeah, it was.
I can't go talk to you. You're a stranger.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Stranger danger, wild Bruce chase.
I mean, who's the reporter here? Luke is going to find the story.
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't really have time to go all the way around, so we're going to have him come to me.
You want to be a star? Jump over 8 rows of seats and go talk to Daniela. That's awesome.
Worth it. I think he thinks so, too.
Absolutely worth it. What a cool moment for that young man to be able to run half a city block to talk to Daniela Bruce.
Hey, his parents are probably thanking me. I helped kill some of the energy. It's like, what, 10:30 and he's still wide awake?
Yeah, he's...
Oh, 11:30.
11:20.
It's 11:30. I don't even know what time it is anymore.
You're about to turn into a pumpkin.
That's exactly right.
1-2 on Gray from Finnegan. Runner at first, nobody out in the 8th. And that fades outside. It was a splitter. It's 2-2 on Gray. Well, you'd like to not have to rifle through more of the bullpen if you're A.J. Hinch here.
Yeah, and I was thinking he just seemed like Kyle sat around a long time in that inning and came out and just walked the first hitter.
Well, Kyle's thrown everything he's had to Tristan Gray. He's thrown 50 different shades of pitches. 2-2. Ground ball foul, yanked to the first base side.
Yeah, he had another good at-bat earlier in the game before striking out. Kept fouling off a bunch of pitches.
2-2 on Gray. Oh, wave and a miss on that splitter, and there's one away. Do you love watching children have to go run to our reporters? You could stream Tigers baseball all summer long for just $19.99 a month on Detroit Sportsnet, presented by Bet365. Subject to national exclusivity. Terms and conditions do apply. Subscribe by visiting tigers.com/Detroit Sportsnet. In all seriousness, we are so glad you've hung out with us tonight. There's a cue shot first base side and rolling foul. We've been on with you for more than 5 hours. I feel like we should have a tote board and a phone number and people standing by at the phones. Kids are standing by for foul balls or just to take a swing or two.
I mean, there's a lot of involvement. I mean, turkey legs made its way up here. Johnny got cotton candy.
Yes, he did.
I mean, you got Skittles.
I did. I didn't know what color, but I got Skittles.
Two of three, right?
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But that young lady is ready to swing at one of the hundreds of pitches we've seen. There it is. It's a good cut. Oh, 1 to Buxton. That's a strike, nothing at 2. If you missed it earlier, this was Andy Dirks becoming a wild animal. Right in front of our eyes, he had just read Lord of the Flies for the first time and was inspired this morning.
What he was saying, you got to eat off a bone.
Check swing, did he? Yeah, he did. Strike 3.
Good split finger here from Kyle Finnegan. Down and in, right over the top for Byron Buxton. So wait a minute, that pitch is supposed to go down and away. Boy, after that leadoff home run, Byron Buxton has struck out 4 times.
Yeah. First pitch fastballs have gone the way of the Triceratops for him tonight after the first one. And now here is Brooks Lee. And it's a fly ball to left field. Riley Green's on the case. He makes the catch. And the Tigers went after the Twins here in the 8th inning like Andy Dirks to a turkey leg. 10-4. Good buddy. So this is most total bases in a game in Tigers franchise history by a starting catcher. Dylan Dingler has thrust himself into this leaderboard twice this month, twice in 9 days. And with a double, he would have the record. He's 4 for 4.
Kind of looking for that triple. That's a hard one to get.
Maybe in this ballpark. Cody Lorison is the new pitcher from Minnesota. He throws ball 1. And on hot corner, we have Ty Cobb as the only Tiger with 5 hits and 3 homers in a single game. It came against the St. Louis Browns about 100 years ago. And there's a strike, 1-1 for Dingler. It was so long ago, there wasn't a jersey number for Ty Cobb, but he played as hard as anybody has ever played this game.
I just think, all the names, when this franchise has been around as long as it has, you're starting to be the names up there with all the Hall of Famers, the big names throughout this organization, Ty Cobb, and all the names that Kevin McGonigal has been mentioned with this year, the things that he's done. I mean, there's been a heck of a lot of really good baseball players in this organization over the years. And to be doing something that hasn't been done in 100 years.
You saw Al Kaline's name pop up in most Tigers walk-offs. And one more thing, he's in the top
Greenberg.
3.
Yeah.
2-2 is in there. Strike 3. Dingler will likely end 4 for 5 tonight. What a night for Dylan Dingler. Again, tigers.com/vote. If you're up, you might as well have something to do, right? If the kids are awake, you're just clicking around, right? Just tigers.com/vote. Fill the ballot box tonight.
I just see if anybody's saying anything to him. He's 4 for 4, strikes out, and nobody says a word to him. Like, hey, don't worry about it, kid. I don't want to hear it, you know. He walked down those steps, and nobody said anything.
He is such an easy teammate.
Oh, man. I think he's got, complete control over everything. And, I talked about it earlier, that trip he made back in, I think it was the 3rd inning. Yeah, the 3rd inning or just the 2nd inning. 2nd inning to Troy Melton. One of those turning points. So not only has he had a big day at the plate with the home runs and 4 for 4 before that last at bat. I mean, he took control of that game for Troy Melton to help coax them out of that 2nd inning.
If people weren't with us, it was bases loaded, 1 out. And then Troy Melton, after that meeting, struck out Tristan Gray, struck out Byron Buxton, who had homered against him. And that helped flip the game in the Tigers' favor, as it's 2-2 on Carpenter, who's getting a steady diet of high fastballs tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes. Into left, everybody's there, and it's Gray who makes the catch. 2 away. Let's go back to that 2nd inning, Dan Petrie.
Yeah, it was just, how important it was that Dylan went out there. Just, he'd been struggling a little bit. Just, you had to give him a breather and a break to just reset and make pitches like that. You see how fired up Troy Melton is. Knew that he was in a lot of trouble. Didn't want to get a big inning and ended up getting out of there without a run scored. Also striking out a hitter that just homered on you in the first pitch of the game. Just one of those things that doesn't show up in a box score, but you know that the pitchers appreciate it.
High fly ball into left field. Clemens is back. He's stationed. And that's the first 1-2-3 inning of this game. And it's in his contract. After the first 1-2-3 inning, Johnny Kane has an update after the break.
Hey everybody, Johnny Kane back here at the ballpark getting set for Tigers postgame. It's 90% humidity out there as we're approaching midnight here in the Eastern time zone. We are out of cotton candy, we hate to report, but peaches will be on board for Tigers postgame tonight. We'll talk about Dylan Dingler as he flirted with history tonight with 11 total bases, and Manuel De Jesus on here to try to finish the job here as the Tigers lead at 10-4 on the verge of their 6th win in their last 7 games. Wouldn't that be something, Jason?
It would be. That hairspray is getting its money's worth tonight, by the way, JK.
Thank you.
Tigers trying to just cling to this 10-4 lead as Ryan Kreidler grabs a bat against De Jesus, and there is strike number 1 of this top of the 9th inning. And our wall side windows pitching change is Manuel De Jesus.
Another one that's been a while, a week ago tonight, that he pitched. And boy, what a job he did. Came in and threw 4 innings after not throwing for 12 days. And all he did was throw 4 innings of no-hit baseball. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 4.
That set up the Tigers for that sweep.
And for Troy Melton to go out and deal on that last game, that final game.
Our old friend Ryan Kreidler on 2-1 swings through a strike. He got off to a scorching start. this year.
And DeJesus, I was saying that I talked to him before today's game and telling me how to stay sharp, and that was the one thing. He wanted to make sure that fastball, and that went in there at 96 miles an hour. That's the one that he always calls a key for him. I don't really mess around with my secondary pitches. I've got to have that good fastball.
2-2, tried to stuff it in there. It's 3-2. Tomorrow's game time is scheduled to be 6:40. On the air at 6 o'clock once again. 3-2. On the ground to shortstop. Zach Short is checked in. And his throw secures out number one. Let's tell you what might happen tomorrow. In tomorrow's headline today, extra, read all about it. Is it revenge of Framber? Framber Valdez allowed 10 hits against the Twins on April the 8th. Or will the headline be Valdez-capades? His last 3 starts, Framber has allowed a total of only 13 hits combined. Have you been to the Valdez-capades?
I figured you'd have something in there about, you know, Dingler Dingers or something like that too.
When do you think we build these?
I know.
In the 7th inning?
I know.
I mean, I know you've been calling things before they happen all night long.
But you're so quick. You're so on everything, you know.
Oh, so you're disappointed in me?
No.
I hope that foul ball comes in your window.
But I have not.
If I'm being honest.
I almost brought my glove too. But the what was that? The Valdez-capades?
Valdez-capades.
Have I ever been?
Yeah.
No, but I think that's a good one for next rain delay questions.
Have you been to the Valdez-capades? Ground ball to third, and McGonigal cuts it off to throw to first for out number 2. Two down, one more out to get. Tigers looking for the first 1-2-3 inning against Minnesota tonight, and these hardy souls who have stayed all night long to watch Tigers baseball on a Tuesday. The little ones don't care. They're raring to go. Ball one. They got all sorts of foam toys. They got a stack of toys.
They're moving around, you know, walking up and down the aisles. There's all kind of, you know, room for them to not shoved in a little seat.
No, this is a playground.
Yes.
It's a big playground is all it is here at Comerica Park.
Moving around, I love it.
Put those ponchos away. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. But there are families across the United States, certainly specifically here in Michigan, who have a rule. If we're going to the game, we are not leaving until the final out. That is a family rule for so many people. Some people have the rule, we're not leaving until one of our kids has to run to Daniela Bruce to be interviewed.
And I bet you they're still here.
I bet you Luke is going to be here as long as they let him be. 3-1 coming. Who needs a 1-2-3 inning when you're up 10-4? Who needs it? Overrated.
Yeah, right back to work here.
Or right back to texting people.
But you were talking too about the upcoming schedule and all the home games here, and you get that momentum and that crowd starts to really get into it, and they were into it on Sunday. My goodness, that 8th inning, they got so loud, and that momentum, you could just feel it, and it translated down into that bottom of the 9th inning.
First pitch swing, Caratini skies it. Right side, Wencel Perez has it, and the Tigers are 6-1 in June. Don't let the Tigers get hot. The sequel has started strong in theaters now. It's 10-4 the final tonight.
Wasn't the same. It's too late. They're hot. And after an off day, you could see it on their faces. They were nice and refreshed on that comeback win on Sunday, and boy, that lineup and Dylan Dingler leading the way, but from 1 through 9, and that bullpen, what a team effort in the first game of the series against the Twins.
Peaches, what a thrill to share hours of baseball with you.
What a game. What a game, and so many people had something to do. And you know what? I get to do it 2 more days with you.
Don't be counting. 10-4 your final score. The Tigers are winners. For our entire Marvelous crew, they were out in the rain. They were sitting through rain delay questions. Danny Blunt, Andrew Blaustein, everybody down there in the truck. For Daniela Bruce, for Dan Petrie, I'm Jason Benetti.